In Yosemite National Park, native western pond turtles are making a notable comeback after decades of decline due to invasive bullfrogs. Conservationists report that recent efforts to control bullfrog populations have allowed these native turtles to reestablish themselves in their natural habitat. The resurgence of the western pond turtle is attributed to targeted removal of bullfrogs and restoration of wetland environments. Biologists have observed increased nesting activity and hatchling survival rates, indicating a positive trend for the species. This development highlights the effectiveness of focused conservation strategies in restoring native wildlife populations. A local dog in New Orleans named Max has become an honorary member of the city's police department. Max, a golden retriever, gained attention for his habit of accompanying officers on patrols and comforting victims at crime scenes. The department officially recognized Max's contributions by presenting him with a custom badge and uniform. Officers report that Max's presence has boosted morale and fostered positive community relations. The canine's dedication serves as a reminder of the unique ways animals can impact human lives. A group of kindergarten students in Palm Desert, California, successfully raised funds to replace their teacher's stolen bicycle. The children organized a lemonade stand and sold handmade crafts, showcasing their determination and compassion. The teacher, who relies on the bike for commuting, was overwhelmed by the gesture. Parents and community members contributed to the effort, highlighting the impact of collective goodwill. The new bicycle was presented during a surprise classroom celebration, leaving not a dry eye in the room. A British man involved in the attempted sale.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking.
That was terrible.
That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't know. Wow. Got a big old zippy zapparoni going on over there. Bang, bang. Yeah, all right. You don't have to go through this. It's a holiday. You guys can take like a half a day. All right, go home. Enjoy your weekend. Good morning, folks. Is that going to do? Oh, no. Very good, right? It's going to shut off. Nice. It's Memorial Day. And I am reluctant to say Happy Memorial Day because it's not a happy day. It's a somber day. See, can you see the title up there? Up there? It says Somber Day. Because it's about remembering people who died in wars. If you are living under a rock, you probably don't know about a couple of commencement speeches yesterday. One was given by Kermit the Frog, and the other by a fake idiot with a hand up his ass. Donald Trump gave a rambling, blithering idiot speech at West Point, in which his dementia was on full-on display. And the cult still doesn't wake up. Listen, these people believe he wins every fucking golf game, a golf tournament. They believe Haitians eat cats and dogs and kids get sex changes at school. There is no convincing them that reality is what it is. And so they saw a wonderful speech about a guy who's talking about using the army to obliterate our enemies. Now that is, and he used the words core mission. That is not the core mission of the U.S. military. It's to keep us safe, obviously, but it's to it's not to go starting wars or obliterate your enemies. That's not the core mission of our military. But the commander-in-chief doesn't seem to know what the core mission is. Of course, the irony of a guy who got 5 deferments for bone spurs who now wins every golf tournament, talking to cadets who have dedicated their lives to becoming military men is lost on a lot of the cult. But the cadets, for their part, they laughed at him. They laughed at him. He refused to shake their hands. And I'm just, I'm lost. I'm lost in how we got here. And I was thinking about this morning. After his first term, he was basically, every poll had him at the worst president ever. The worst president ever. It ended in catastrophe, people dying by his hand. The COVID thing was on him. It's a hoax. And then by the time he realized it wasn't a hoax, he came up with Operation Warp Speed, and people weren't trusting the vaccine that he put out. Now, yesterday I saw somebody on social media saying he's gonna do right by us and fix the damage that caused by the vaccine. His vaccine. You forget that part of it. His vaccine. He's the one who rushed it through. Now, nobody was hurt from the fucking vaccine. That's just a myth. But if they were, he's not going to fix it. He's the one who brought it upon you. And the one that he was crying that I can't take credit for it because my own fucking cult doesn't love me every time I say the word vaccine. But here it was. He destroyed the economy. He destroyed the healthcare system. He destroyed everything in America and walked away, leaving the shit for other people to clean up. And then we elected him again. Maybe. If it was on the up and up, which I still am not convinced. But there you go. And so history will look back at this as, you know what, America, you deserve. People are saying, well, one day this will all be over. You're not paying attention to history. The way this ends is with enemy tanks rolling in our capital and him in a bunker putting a gun in his mouth. That's the way it ends. History has shown us this movie before. This is just a remake. A bad remake, but a remake. So, yeah, happy Memorial Day, people. Happy Memorial Day. I don't even feel like playing a commercial, but my friend Morgan has reached out to me about ketamine treatment for depression. She's been trying it. Morgan has got some. This is Jimmy Roberts' daughter. You would expect her to have some emotional psychic damage, and she's a friend, and I care about her. But growing up with Jimmy, that's what you would expect. Jimmy's a guy who believes there's life on Mars, and they're keeping a big secret from us. He was supposed to be on Steven's show, but Steven doesn't have a show. Anyway, so Morgan is asking me about ketamine treatments, and she's thinking it's a fraud. And so I said I have a sponsor that does that kind of stuff. I've asked for samples. I've never gotten any samples. Listen, I have I don't know if I would have diagnosed myself with depression, but I would love to see if this stuff actually works. So I'll play Mind Bloom, and then we'll come back and cry a little bit more about how ketamine doesn't work for things like me crying a little bit more. Ketamine.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemize.
Mind Bloom show.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now is Steven. I got wheels, so fuck everybody else. Ortiz and GD. I got green, man. I got the green. I'm looking for Kermit the Frog in my green Fenderson. Good morning.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Happy Memorial Day, or some people call it Sombrero Day. Because it's a somber day. So Get your official Memorial Day sombrero from MindDogTV.com. $19.95 for today only. Half price before they're all gone. MindDogTV.com. Enjoy the suffering and support your local mercenaries.
You know,
I forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot to do this. Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Happy Sombrero Day.
Nothing wants away. I don't like that green. Green is off-putting. I don't like the green.
It looks like it's poop green.
It's just too big. It's too I don't like that green. It's just too
It's too What are you doing, eh?
Yeah. All right. So a little sombrero thing. Actually,
sombrero.
Somber.
Yeah, sombrero.
Yeah. 52 years ago today, I was in Tijuana, Mexico. I bought a sombrero.
Celebrating Sombrero Day.
I bought a sombrero in Tijuana, Mexico. And it was a big old gigantic hat. Now I'm 13 years old, skinny as a rail, and I got a hat on that is wider than I am tall. And I tried to walk across the border, and they stopped me. They stopped me for ID, and I had no ID. I'm 13 years old. I got separated from my aunt and my uncle, and I couldn't find them.
No real ID or fake ID. Crazy.
You're interrupting me, you fat fucking shit face. Thank you. Don't ever. Do I come to your comedy shows and say, "Hey, wait a minute, he's telling that joke wrong"? Do I? No, I don't.
Not yet.
Nobody
goes to comedy shows.
Why is your face unusually large today? Is it like a full moon?
Yeah, it's way up, fucking close to the camera, like I've told him 1,000
No, I'm not even that close. I'm not at my desk.
Yeah. All right, so
I'm
I
at the
couldn't get
girlfriend's
across
house.
the border. That's the problem. I had to prove I was American, and I did not have ID to prove I was American. I was stuck in Tijuana for the entire day. But I still had the hat. I kept the hat for like 50 years, 40 years. Just lost it recently. The last move, I left it wherever I was. Island Park. No, not Island Park, Shirley. Wherever I was.
Now, out of curiosity, when you were not wearing your sombrero, where was it?
It was hanging on the wall. I never wore it after that day. Well, I wore it when I first got back. I wore it through Long Island. Some of my friends saw me walking down the street with it. Like, what the fuck is that? And that was the last time I wore it. They were making fun of me.
We did the same. I did the same thing. Mine was hanging on the wall, and I wore it out once in a while, just to be different, And eventually, dry rotted and fell apart.
Yeah, well, it didn't dry rot. It got full of dust. I never vacuumed it or any of that kind of stuff. It was had one of those, I don't know, what do they call it? Material. Dust? It was like it was like a fuzzy black material, but I don't know what they call it. Yeah, felt like
felt.
Like felt. I think they're interrupted.
Oh, like those velvet paintings.
Yeah, velvet. Maybe velvet. Maybe that's what it was called.
Brushed denim.
Yeah. Steven, I can't take looking at you like that. Back up. Back up.
Okay, hold on.
Or zoom out.
Is that better?
No, you still look like
there's no zoom.
Oh. Anyway.
There is Zoom. You just have to, it's free. There's a free version, and you can also pay to get different features. But there is a Zoom. I was on one of those Zoom calls the other day. Yes.
So people aren't working today. I don't know if you're aware of this, but a lot of people are off today for some reason. Because they don't have dead people who died in wars to go memorialize. They just have burgers and weenies to squash on the grill. Why do they deserve a day? They don't get a day. You know who deserves a day off? The dead guy. But I don't know what that.
He already got it.
He's got plenty of days off now. But so we might have a guest. I don't think we're going to have a guest, but we might have a guest in the second hour. If I can borrow a phrase from my good friend G.D. Fenderson. Here's the deal. In the calendar it says Paul Lockwood, and on Calendly, and in the notes section it says Rebecca reached out. I don't know who's
Is that
Rebecca.
her full name?
Rebecca reached out. That's what I'm saying. That's that. I don't know who Rebecca. I know lots of Rebeccas. All the Rebeccas I know did not reach out. I have no record of this. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's supposed to give me some indication of what they do. I have to go look the guy up. It turns out he's a LinkedIn lead generation specialist. And I was like, LinkedIn lead generation. I don't know how that plays on my show. My show is not a business show.
Okay, that because in the description you have an LED something, and I thought that's what he like. You're some kind of expert on LEDs or something.
I have LED in there.
Yeah, LED.
Uh,
Well, I read it as LED. I think because it was all caps.
I don't see that in the description. I don't know why I don't see that in the description. Anyway,
Really?
yeah.
Okay, let me see here. Where do I find it?
I don't know where you find it because I'm looking right now.
Okay.
Because maybe you could guess. Oh, lied. Oh no. LED generation. Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought it was all caps. It's all lowercase.
I forgot the A out of there. Yeah. LED
Okay,
generation.
about see, and I thought it
Lead
was
generation.
LED generation. Like, okay, he's talking about new light bulbs.
Yeah, no. Whatever. So
Maybe.
I said it's not a business podcast. I emailed them. I said it's not a business podcast. We've had some business people on, but I don't think you're going to reach your intended audience, especially on Memorial Day when anybody who works for a living is sleeping late because they have the day off. But Rebecca reached out, so I finally I'm checking my email. I'm looking for some Rebecca saying about a Philip Lockman, nothing. And then I go to LinkedIn and I see an old message about somebody named Rebecca. No, the last name, but she said she had authors and people to come on, not necessarily lead generation people. Like who's looking to use LinkedIn for lead generation?
Matter of fact, I don't even. I signed up for LinkedIn because somebody who wanted to hire me wanted me to put a profile on LinkedIn, and I did, and it was just atrocious. I don't like LinkedIn. I kept getting all of this conservative claptrap.
Oh, I don't get a lot of that, but I
Yeah,
do.
and matter of fact, one of them was somebody who was on the show, and I knew they were conservative on the show. I knew they were conservative. They were from Canada, but they didn't want to. They
Canada.
didn't. I could tell. Yeah, they were. I could
You're
tell.
pronouncing that wrong.
I could tell how they were not trying to say certain things and how they were saying other things. I knew they were conservative, and then they got on LinkedIn, and I'm getting like full Trump from them.
Yeah, I've been
You're
on
from
LinkedIn.
fucking Canada. Stop with the full Trump shit.
Yeah. And the last thing we need is Canadian lead generation. We don't need any leads from Canada.
Or leads. Lead leads to lead poisoning.
But so I look back and I find this person, and this Rebecca. She would say, "Oh, I have lots of potential guests." I'm thinking she's a podcast booker, one of these people who charges people to book them on podcasts. She says she has lots of guests. So I said, tell them to explain that you sent them in the notes. So that's where the Rebecca reached out came from. Like, that's not good enough for me. I'm not going to understand what the fuck that means.
You're not even going to remember what that means.
Right. Yeah. So Rebecca reached out through that way. But she was a person who was trying to I explained because she asked about the podcast, and I said it's a live thing every morning. It's like a radio show. It's live stream, and she wanted to change the time. And I'm like, it's live.
Live stream.
Yeah. If I'm gonna do anything special at a different time, it's gonna be for a celebrity, a well-known celebrity like Robert Klein. I move stuff around. Not you. But
almost. I'm this close to being a celebrity. I'm this close.
Well, so am I.
You almost got it.
Yeah. So she kept trying to say, "Well, I don't. They're in California, and the times don't work for us." Well, then don't come on. I'm not doing a special show for you. And she kept trying to change it. And I said, "Well, the evening show, if it's for business or stuff like that, the Wednesday evening show is where you want to be. The morning show is comedy, or we try to keep it comedy. We have authors on, but we fucking yuck them up to death." So.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the guest for the week, but so I don't know if your friend Blind Mike is booked for the week or not.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's chickened out. He ran away. He's Sir Robin the Blind Mike. He's robbing the blind to pay for the blind Mike or something.
But if I may be so bold as to make a suggestion, I suggest people out there tune in to Slaptail Squad podcast this week, featuring yours truly And also check out the Beavers interview on Done Way Past Funny, which was released this past weekend.
Sounds like a boring waste of time. It sounds like more of a waste of time than this is, and this is a big fucking waste of time.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's really worth the listen and the watch.
Why? What would people
When
learn
you're on
about you that they
Slaptails,
haven't already heard from you on this program?
You mean on the for John Beavers for the Dumb Way Past Funny? Then that's
What we learn about
anything
John
about me.
Beavers that we never heard about John Beavers? We know he hates Steven. We know he hates the Amish.
Steven doesn't even come up. He never even mentioned Steven in the show, in the interview.
I find that hard to believe. You probably
well, he may have, but I deleted all those references.
Yeah.
There's only so many times I can hear the word
Steven's
cunt.
big fucking head is way too close to the camera.
There's only so many times I can hear the word cunt in an interview.
I'm at the girlfriend's house. I woke up late. I just had to jump on. I will figure it out.
So wait a minute. Was there a rock in your shoe? Was the sun in your eyes? Did you run out of gas?
No.
So
just woke up late. But on the flip side, though, I haven't used a wheelchair in 9 hours. I also slept for
I
about
haven't
5
used one in
but
65 years. I win.
No, we got to the girlfriend's house, and I was able to walk from the car, from the parking lot into the house, and then from the house upstairs.
Steven. Stop with this girlfriend stuff. Nobody is buying it.
You keep forgetting to do this when you say girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. No, that's where I'm at right now. Really, she is real. Let me get a picture.
See, look. It's a whole new background.
I see her. I see her. You see her, Matt? I see her. You see her, Matt?
No, you don't. She's in bed.
The clock?
She's sleeping it off.
You're in love with a clock.
The L fell off. The L fell off the wall.
Right, yeah. Speaking of I don't have a girlfriend, Doug Stanhope is taking some shots fired at Jim Norton this morning. Apparently...
Norton.
Jim Norton. There you go. I could deal with that. It's like your head is still bigger than my head, Ned.
Yeah, but your body is bigger than all of our bodies combined.
I am loving it. That's why.
I can tell.
Loving it.
Stanhope posed for a picture with some trans woman in Sweden, but it doesn't look like a trans woman. It looks like a guy with kind of like longer hair than most guys. I don't know. But he said, I would like to hopefully marry her and do a podcast, a Slice of Life podcast, which is Jim Norton's thing. He said, please tell me that hasn't been done before. So it sounds like Stanhope's taking a little shot at Jim Norton there through Facebook or something.
Or Doug's gonna culturally appropriate some a gay relation or a trans gay LGBTQ relationship just for an interview.
Or Jim Norton never copyrighted his title, and so Doug Stanhope says, I'm going to buy it, copyright it, and then kick him off of it.
See, I never got this because Norton has Norton. He has a thing for trans women and obviously ass sex, butt sex. He has a thing for them. But his best friend is like one of the most renowned homophobes, racist son of a bitch. How can this guy be good friend? Your best friend, you hate trans people. Let's just say you hate trans people. You hate everybody who's not white and straight. And your best friend is a guy who just loves to fuck trannies in the ass.
But are they white trannies?
Yeah, they are. This one.
Okay,
we don't know that they all are.
They made a compromise. She goes, look, I'll tolerate it as long as they're white trannies.
Well, maybe they just truly don't care what they're doing in the bedroom.
No,
obviously,
for the sake of the friendship.
Who I'm talking about does care about what people do in the bedroom. Everybody, he's like
overall, right? But I mean, as far as for the friendship, like he's like, oh, we're friends. I'll just look the other way. I'm just not going to pretend it. I'm just going to pretend it doesn't happen.
And then I'm going to go on the radio and say everybody who does that kind of stuff is a sick fuck. Like I'm going to say that
I've seen weirder shit happen.
Yeah, but I'm gonna.
So if I came,
every day on this program, I said bad shit about your imaginary girlfriend. That would be cool with you. You'd say, "Sure, we're still buddies." Yeah, sure. You can call my. What? No.
I mean,
That's what I'm
probably
getting at.
eventually I'd get upset, but I mean, yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
No, not like I was saying it kidding around. Saying your girlfriend's a sick fuck.
Oh, like if you were being
What?
serious, like if you were like, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, that'd
Absolutely
be
being
different.
serious.
Yeah,
Your
I see.
girlfriend's a sick fuck. She doesn't deserve to live. They should kill everybody who like her.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And
Yeah, no, that's a weird friendship.
I don't get it, Matt. Say some more. I haven't. What do you mean? Say some more.
I'm going to say some more. It's not like
Okay.
I don't understand Kumi saying, yeah, I could still be friends with you. Jim Norton doesn't care enough about his wife to defend her dignity against his friend and say, you know what, I'm not putting it. You can't say that shit about my wife. It's just a weird. And how does she stick with him? Like, you're gonna let him say that shit about me? And everybody.
Yes, my wife wouldn't tolerate that. My wife says you can't let people disrespect me like that.
Thank you. That's the point I'm making.
So his friend, who's the person? Who's the homophobe
Anthony
person? What was the
Cumia,
name
Opie
again?
and Anthony. Well, Opie and Anthony, the Anthony part of it.
Okay.
Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, that's. I mean, is it possible that maybe that he's portraying a character in public and Jim Norton knows that?
No.
Maybe
He took a gun.
That's fucked up, man.
He took a gun to a person on the street because she happened to be black, and he assumed she was trans, but she wasn't.
So this is a truly piece of shit individual who would probably actually kill homosexual people, and he's friends with Jim Norton, who's married to a trans woman.
Yeah, he's rich, and he had a
15-year-old.
He had a 15-year-old girl,
and he's a
hostage at his house, and she called the police, and you could hear him slapping her with the gun, saying, "Put the fucking phone down before I blow your fucking brains out."
Wait a minute, he's still out. Because if he were black and did that, I think. Well, if he was a black indictor, he'd have
if he was anybody else who wasn't rich and could buy off the cops in his wealthy Long Island neighborhood, he would have gone to jail for that. But he didn't kill her, and he didn't do it. Also, words don't mean you can't get arrested for words, even saying something like that.
But if you hit her with the gun, you said you could hear it.
You can't. You can't document that on sound. Oh, it sounded like he hit it. She didn't press charges. She didn't.
Okay.
So basically, yes, he's still free, but this is well documented. This thing,
so it's kind of like when Trump raped Ivana,
right?
And Ivana, showed them her vagina, and they said we can't see any signs of penetration, and they're going like, no, really, his dick is just that small. He really did rape me, and she just recanted after that.
Yeah, so the tape has been out there. I mean, this stuff is well documented. It was years ago, but this is the piece of shit Cumia is. He's just a. He's a racist, bigot, everything you could think of in terms of those kind of descriptions of who somebody is, and doesn't deny it. I mean, he's a white supremacist who thinks that there should only be white people, and he's not all that white. He's Italian, which is not all that white. So.
Depending on which part of Italy, yeah.
Well, it depends on how much gym versus pan versus laundry that he does.
Right.
And whether or not he uses gravy or sauce on his pasta.
Yeah.
That could be a huge differentiator, gravy and sauce.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's the show, guys. So.
I don't know. Nobody's up right now. They're all sleeping in late. I would be sleeping in late too, but I can't sleep, so I don't ever sleep late. This is my problem.
It was hard to get up, man. I did not want to get up.
How is the Memorial Day weekend weather in Indiana?
Beautiful, man. It was. I think it topped out at 72 degrees, sunny, like scattered fluffy clouds. Like it was like so you had little patches of shade. Clouds. It was nice, man. Yeah, it was nice. We had a cookout yesterday.
Friday night it was 52 degrees here, 52 degrees up here on the North Shore. The beaches venues opened up on the South Shore. The Rockin' 45s were playing, and it was 50 degrees down there with the ocean breezes coming in. It feels like fucking winter. I mean, so the crowd, people were sharing pictures of the crowd. I've never seen that parking lot so fucking empty. And of course, not being with the band. That makes me feel kind of happy. I mean, I hate to.
Are you trying to scare away children, Steven?
Really? What the fuck are you doing? Back the
Yes,
fuck up.
I got a crazy sunburn. Look at this is the outline of my hat.
Yeah. Well, nobody
right
cares. You're just scaring them away with this fucking blobbyish fucking the 70-foot man head from Istanbul. I don't know what I'm saying.
Istanbul? What?
Istanbul. There was I don't know, 100.
I'm not from fucking Turkey. What are you talking about?
You are a turkey. Anyway, so the band that had nobody there for a venue that holds probably 8,000 people. I'm serious. They might have had 20 people in the fucking place, and they were all old.
I heard your back holds 8,000 people.
And here's the thing: they're all old women, all Jewish, and hugging a bunch of Nazis in the photos. Like, yeah, well, you're not getting it, man. These guys would throw you in a fucking. Now Scott is a Jew, and why Scott sticks with the band because he knows they're Nazis. Why?
Maybe because it's like the scene from An Officer and a Gentleman. He's got nowhere to go.
I got no place else to go. I don't know. Well,
I don't know that reference.
Yes, that's it. Because he has
from Blazing Saddles.
No other gigs. Yes, from Blazing Saddles. Even though he said Officer and a Gentleman, he spoke.
I know. He said the name like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah. The line from Officer and a Gentleman is from Blazing Saddles, is what he meant to say.
There was a discussion between an officer and a gentleman during Blazing Saddles.
Right.
I feel like you're only telling me 3/5 of the truth, and I'm upset about it. So back to
and to be honest, there were no gentlemen in Blazing Saddles.
Mongo,
I believe that.
Mongo was. Remember the scene where he goes,
Mongo, like in the summertime when the weather.
Mongo straight.
Candygram
for Mr. Mongo. Candygram for Mr. Mongo.
Yesterday, the Rockin' 45s were posted that they were playing at the Nazi Mansion in Smithtown, New York. Now, the Nazi Mansion, it was the mansion at Ebo Hill, but it was bought by like the world's biggest fucking Nazi, who happens to look exactly like me, except he's
now, when you say the world's biggest fucking Nazi, are you talking about like size?
Size.
Like,
he's a big fucking. No, he's a huge. Picture if I were 6'9" and 345 pounds.
Okay,
like this.
What are you wearing? Are you wearing like a nightgown?
He's wearing an American flag shirt with Trump's face on it.
Okay.
Oh, ew! What? Why?
Because he's the world's.
Now, is the flag upside down?
He's a part about big Nazi. Jeez.
Is that the point? The flag's upside down. Is that it? He's wearing it upside down.
No, it is desecrated though. I mean, that's not. You're not supposed to do that with a flag.
People don't understand that. It literally is against the law to wear the flag as clothing.
Right. So whatever. So he makes a point of having parties Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day every year, and they're the worst, boring fucking Nazi parties. He invites all these fucking Nazis. Nobody's having fun, but they feel obligated to go there because if they don't, they're not in with the popular, the cool kids in the high school in the cafeteria.
So, what kind of music do they play? Do they play music like "Father, oh, give us a sign your children have waited to see"?
No.
The morning will come, but the world is mine. Tomorrow belongs to me.
Nobody even knows what that is.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the theme song from Blazing Saddles.
Well, we don't know it. Anyway, so I said on Facebook, my ears were ringing because I knew they were talking about me. Because this guy, he thinks I'm a fucking, because I don't love Trump, I must be a Democrat. Like, and I've had this conversation with him for almost 10 years now, since 2015, that no, you can hate Trump and see Trump for what he is and not be a Democrat. This is hard for them to absorb this fucking idea. Like, no, I know a con man when I see him, and you don't. That's the problem. I mean, you probably believe that he wins every golf tournament even though he's got bad bone spurs. He wins every golf tournament against really good younger players. Even though he's not an athletic guy, he's a fat fucking lump of poopy. And then you believe that Haitians are eating cats and dogs and kids are having sex changes at school. You believe all these things. And I'm just here to tell you.
Well, it's because he is the healthiest president to ever live. So
yeah, he's 6'3" and 215 pounds of sheer muscle.
Yeah. He's fucking perfect. He is the example of what peak man is.
Right.
Oh, and now I get it. See, I misunderstood. I thought he was muzzle, like trying to quiet things down. But so they're not saying muzzle. Okay.
Yeah. So he gave did you hear the speech at West Point?
I heard enough of it that I didn't want to. The soldiers are there to sacrifice, not me. They enlisted. They signed up for this shit. No, I didn't have.
They didn't sign up for that shit, and I think most of them were actually saying those words to themselves as they were sitting here. I didn't sign up for this shit, but it's just incredible how you play that tape back. If this were Joe Biden, everybody in the country would agree. This is proof that this guy is not cognitively all there. He's playing with a deck of 3 cards. But now
that is the game, though. It's called three card Monte.
Right, but no, he's playing with a deck of 3 cards. Not even in 3 card Monte, you still have a deck of 52 cards. You only get 3 cards.
Oh, I thought the whole deck came with 3 cards.
No, this is why you're stupid.
That's why I'm stupid.
That's why you're stupid.
Thank God. Now we know the cause.
Well, we know the reason. It's once you know the reason, everything else falls into place.
Yeah, now everything else in my life makes sense now.
Yeah, no wonder you fucking have no money. You fucking lost it all at 3 card Monte, thinking that was the whole deck.
Yeah, I didn't know I had options.
Yeah,
they kept saying follow the queen, and I'm like, there she goes.
You were with Stanhope in Sweden, and you were like, what the fuck am I doing with Stanhope in Sweden? I get it. What was I talking about? I have to mention.
I don't understand the point of Steven's hat being stupid and all. Fuck him, write him.
Huh?
No, it
says fuck him, write them all or something.
It says fuck him, let him hate.
Oh, hate. I didn't know what that last word was. I couldn't read it because I didn't see it. I kept thinking the word was right. I said, let him write? That doesn't even make sense. Let him write what? What are they writing?
Yeah, let him write. It's freedom of the right. Oh, wow. We got more people on Instagram than we usually don't get anybody on Instagram. I stopped doing it there. By the way, I went out on Steven's Twitter because I think he forgot to pay the bill or whatever. So we're only on my Twitter today. Not that anybody's there anyway. So what was I talking about? You don't even remember.
You're talking about Steven's hate hat.
No, I was talking about Trump with his fucking speech. Now, if that were Biden, everybody, people on the left and most Democrats even would still come to the conclusion that this guy's not all there. I mean, we saw it with the debate, and when Biden talked like that, they said he's got to step down. But the hardcore people in the Trump cult say this is all Democratic spin. Wait, you're saying just playing back the man's words, no comment on it at all. We'll just here it is. This is what it is. You're calling that Democratic spin of just letting his words sit there and you just hearing them. That's the Democrats spinning what he's saying as damaging. No, this is just letting him talk. You're hearing what he says and coming to your own conclusions. And if your own conclusions are like, oh yeah, that makes sense, then you should go walk around an airport for 3 days and lose a power cord is all I'm saying. But so
I don't think does it take 3 days to lose a power cord, or would you lose it on the first day and just look for 2 more?
Well, you have to be exceptionally stupid to take 3 days to lose it.
I was going to say, usually when I lose something, I instantaneously lose it. It's just a matter of taking the time to find it. That the time to lose it's almost like, I don't know, it's weird, right?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about an exceptional person here. This is a person with exceptional stupidity. Now, considering that this was not the first time he had lost something in an airport, this was a habitual thing.
That's true. Yeah.
It always took
Habitual
days.
stupidity.
And he had been practicing losing stuff in airports and still took 3 days to lose a power cord.
Well, I heard he started losing things right before he robbed a particular place.
No.
You know, first
it was right after that. He started losing balls.
Well, I thought he lost his common sense, then robbed the place, then lost his ass-ginity in prison.
Well, he lost his ass virginity from his dad at 9 years old, but that's a whole other fucking.
Oh, that's
good morning, Ian.
I thought that was
welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, and then first we woke up with his father's cock in his mouth. Now you think your father was abusive?
I'm starting to feel like that we as the collective we do to Willie what that other place does to me.
No, because here's the thing: we didn't tell Willie he couldn't watch it.
Hold on, there is no equivalence to saying, "Here's the guy's act, let's tear it apart." Then this is what the truth this guy has told me about his life and his situation. I'm just repeating what he said to me.
I don't see
we
the
can
difference.
roll the tapes.
You don't see the difference? When did Blind Mike ever say this? This is what GD said to me about how fucked up his life was, and repeat it in that way. Has he ever said that?
I'd have to go back and listen. I don't know.
You've never talked to Blind Mike.
I'm willing to bet.
I don't think I have. I have to play the tape. I don't know.
I'm willing to bet Blind Mike just talked shit and nobody saw it coming until it happened because it was a thing. Versus, this is all shit that Willie told everybody. We have tapes.
All right.
Roll the tapes.
I don't remember Willie saying anything. When
producer said no.
I'm just teasing. I know he said almost just about all those things. Not the way that Steven is saying he said it, but yeah.
Well, he also said if you knew anything about anything, you'd know something about something.
Yeah, he did tell me I didn't know anything about comedy.
How'd that feel?
You don't know anything about anything. If you know anything about paranormal, or you know anything about ghosts, or you know anything about afterlife, if you know anything about anything, you know something about something. See now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys like cooking out today or anything like that?
Cooking out?
Nope.
Cooking in?
Fucking 33 degrees outside, and fucking blizzard going on out here.
Yeah, you can use the heat. If everybody in that area cooked out, it would be a lot warmer there.
No, it wouldn't. It would not.
Yeah, because then you'd have like the collective heat of all these cookouts going on. And
I got a model on. Are we talking Willie? That's what Ian wants to know. Are we talking Willie?
Yeah,
we're talking Willie. That's talking baseball. If my rendition of that, by the way, if you didn't know. So, Steven, you're off today. You're off today from the kitty diddling thing.
I quit Verizon.
You quit Verizon. Here's the deal. I was trying to explain to my wife why your wife dumped you. And I said, well, he's a fucking loser. He's a lazy ass loser. The minute he gets like a fucking car, he thinks he's rich and set for life. I could just yes. Just say yes. Admit that you're a fucking loser, and you're
because I'm getting ready to start a new job here in about a week or so. So
in about a week or so, if they ever like me, if they can pass the audition, if I can, yeah. What's the new job?
What job is this? Because I didn't get any
help wanted diddlers.
I didn't get a request for reference.
No, I'm looking. I'm going to be getting a job at the bank with my brother.
I know how this movie ends. This is to have more flexibility. This is to have more flexibility to go to shows, because when I was hired at Verizon, there was a few things I was guaranteed. I was guaranteed no Sundays. I was guaranteed I would close every day so I could do the morning show and only get off early on days that I have shows.
and they were trying to make it to where I opened every day, and they were trying to make it to where I couldn't go to my show on Wednesday, and so. And then Matt's words started echoing in my.
You started on Monday nights, though. I'm not hearing any stipulations that you asked them. Listen, I started something. I want to really finish what I start instead of being just a fucking drop and quit.
And you're getting a job in a dying business.
Yeah.
Now, for those people listening on the radio, those people listening on the radio, I'm just going to do a little colored commentary. That was the voice of Ron Kane. You usually only hear him on Fridays. He's been here since 9 o'clock. He's been in the room since 9 o'clock. Those are just the first words he spoke. So
that's wrong. In his room.
And then the biggest, like George, and then the biggest kicker was, they lied about my pay. I was guaranteed $16 an hour, and it ended up being $13 an hour with a guaranteed commission for the first 90 days.
You're already
not what I was.
You're at a job for 2 months, and you're already crying about this DEI shit. Jesus.
Right. And
I don't even want the DEI shit. I at least want them to stick by what they said.
Listen, I was going to come on and commend you today. I actually was for doing things the right way. But now you fucking blew that out of the water. You don't quit a job until you get the new job. You don't, and especially a guy in your position who just finally got a car.
Nope.
You don't quit your job before you have the next job nailed down and start.
It is handled and taken care of. I assure you, 100%. Yeah. But I'm not gonna deal with what I was dealing with for $13 an hour. There's no way. No.
Nope. So you're going to take nothing an hour for the next until it's dropped.
No, I still get my disability check. So you're
taking money from me and GD and Ron?
No, because I was paying taxes too. So I was just getting my money back. But no, I'm not going jobless. No,
just your money back.
I'm just getting a better job.
I'm just curious. Now, Ron, did you get a request for references from anybody for Steven?
No.
I'm just Matt. Did anybody call you about references for Steven?
Yeah, but I probably said he's a fucking fat Amish loser.
I'm just saying.
My references are mostly.
I think he's hiding something. If he didn't use us,
no, every day. I think I get him every day. But here's the thing: the bank, once they hear about the Lutheran school, they understand you don't leave this kid around inventory, because he just takes it home with him. So the Lutheran school left him around kids. He took the kids home with him, and God knows what he did with them.
No, that's not a thing.
At the bank, you're going to leave him around. Yeah, exactly. At the bank, they're going to leave him around money, and he's going to be taking that shit home. This kid can't be trusted. Look at him.
Well, no, the biggest thing was when I saw what my pay was on this last check, and I'm like, well, this is bullshit. And I tried talking to them, and they said, well, that's nothing we can do about it. And then Matt's words echoed in my head, like, is this where you want to be, like when the fucking asteroid hits? Again, and I'm like, not for $13 an hour.
This is where your Willie elevator stops short. I don't know which way to go. The way to go is to keep the job, fucking do absolutely nothing, dick off, steal phones for the next 2 weeks until you get the new job. That's what you do.
And when you try to,
I was going to, but they were not.
But they would not.
I was going to, but they completely they changed the schedule. And I have gigs coming up that they had already approved off that they changed.
Fucking lie!
And I'm just like, no, it's
fucking lie!
I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. They changed the subject, and that's your point. That's the opportunity to not quit, just to walk away and say, how can I fuck them while still collecting a check for the next couple of weeks? That's what you do.
There's no way to fuck them. There's no way to fuck them. It's the whole inventory is all trackable.
Everybody can be fucked.
The truth is, I'm right about all of it. You know
it. Well, I mean,
look, if I could, well, I don't like to. I'm not a thief, so I wouldn't have stolen from him. But
become one. What's in the box? What do you got? Fucking standards all of a sudden? Jesus.
Yes, I do.
What's in the box?
I find thieves to be really low on the totem pole. I don't like being stolen from.
You let people say bad things about your trans girlfriend.
Everybody, no!
Trans girlfriend.
How you doing, Norman?
All right.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Norm's dead. That's sad.
This has gone off the rails rather quickly.
Coffee with the dog.
So how about that LinkedIn lead generation? Are you ready for LinkedIn lead generation?
I thought it was light bulbs. I thought it was LED bulbs.
Well, now you know it's not. Are you excited about lead generation?
Not now, no. When it was light bulbs, I was, because I'm really into light bulbs. But
Ian says instant quit. No, see, Ian, you guys got to understand. Wait, why is it not instant quit? That's the opportunity to say, oh, how can I fucking clean this place out? How can I bust them out? Is the old
I think that's called theft. I'm not sure what white people call it, but in black vernacular we call that theft.
Yes. No, beyond theft. It's beyond theft.
That's when white people do it. It's beyond theft.
Well, you're not. Theft is just
reparations.
No, you're not. You're not hearing the fucking. So again, you just fucking hear what goes on between your ears and not what's on the outside. I'm saying the theft is part of it, but that's just one element. You got way beyond theft. You're grifting beyond theft. You're trying to figure ways to just take a check from doing nothing. You're trying to figure ways to get other people poisoned about it. You're sabotaging the business every way you can. It's not just the theft. The theft is there.
Okay. Stephen, I think that thing behind you belongs behind Matt. I think Matt is a bad influence.
Yeah. I have a show this weekend that I don't want to go to. There's a chance that some people might enjoy my performance if they are deaf and dumb. But if other than that, why come to see me at Nostalgia on Thursday night at 9 p.m. do an acoustic show, opening up for Brian Gaudette, who we will leave a light on for you? Why? Why would you do that? Why did you do that, Aaron? Why did you do that? I'm sorry, I'm back in Goodfellas mode. What happened? I was talking Blazing Saddle Goodfellas.
So you're just banking on Helen Keller showing up?
Yeah.
She said deaf, dumb, and blind. That's the only one I know. So,
well,
there are people who are
deaf and dumb. Dumb is a kind of a
dated term.
Yeah, because just because you're a mute doesn't mean you're dumb. You could have a lot going on in here and just not be able to say anything about it.
Speak American.
I didn't know that dumb meant like mental. I thought dumb meant unable to speak, which she could learn, which she eventually did learn to speak.
Right, but so that's what I'm saying. Even though you can't speak, you could still have stuff going on up here.
Right, so it'd be like deaf. So it'd be like deaf, mute, and blind.
Right, deaf, mute, and blind. Okay, so those are the people who will enjoy my show on Thursday night, opening up for Brian Gaudette, who will leave a light on for you. I don't know.
Is that the Motel 8 guy you're referencing, or the Motel 6 guy?
Yeah, he's
Tom Bodette.
Tom Bodette. That's right.
He's playing acoustic sets now.
He wasn't a real dude, by the way. Tom Bodette. He was a fake.
But they have to leave the light on because you got to leave the light on so you can clean the crime scene afterwards.
Crime scene, Motel 6.
I thought that's why you left the light off and you used the black light to clean up the
Motel 6 is not where you go to do the crime.
Never blacklight a hotel room or you'll never sleep.
Oh no, the Super 8.
I have to. That's the only way my wife will. My wife does that so I can check for cum shot residue so that we can make sure the room is clean.
Where the comedy zone is in New Cumberland, right across the highway, is there this old motel called, I think it's called like the Candlelight or something. But at least every month or every other month, someone is getting arrested there for either prostitution or some shady shit has happened.
Yeah.
Now, Ron, is the Comedy Zone, isn't that a hotel also, kind of?
Yeah, there is a hotel attached to that. Okay. But the one across the highway is very seedy.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to get people to talk to me about weed for my new Weed World channel.
Weed World.
I want to do like a 5-minute just questioning and a polling of people when they first started smoking weed. What are they? Whether their favorite way to use weed? Are they smoking it, vaping it? Are they edibling it? What's their favorite strain? Things like that.
Are you trying to do in person?
No, Zoom call. Well, I'm going to get some in person if I can get Long Islanders, but I'll do some online. Put an ad on Craigslist.
I'll do one.
All right, do one. Let's go right now.
Do one. Okay. Now, I'm just going to... Matt, you're going to actually may have to help me with my memory on this. We had a guest on our show, and I think I know who it is, but I'm not certain, who was saying to a certain other person, Willie, that he needed to cut back or cut off, give up the weed and focus on being funny or writing or something. Was that Barry Katz saying that to Willie? And then Willie
yeah. But that wasn't here. That was on Barry Katz's show, on Barry Katz's little meeting thing. He told Willie to get off the weed. Oh no, it was here. You're right. It was. He told Willie to stop smoking weed.
And he did for like a week or two, right? And wrote all this new material. And
I doubt it. He might have said he did, but I don't think he even said he did.
Well, I thought he said he did because I think he actually showed us he had like a 2-day badge or 2-day chip, something like this. It was like, I've been off of weed for 2 days. Here's my 2-day chip. Remember?
Yeah, that meant his wife stopped buying it for him or whatever.
Did something happen? Did something happen this morning that you're digging Willie up again?
No, I think we're just discussing losing shit.
Yeah, we were
being
discussing.
So dumb that you,
well,
it started with losing shit, and it kind of snowballed.
Here's the deal: I was in my mind last night. I was comparing Steven. See, and this goes to what you was just saying. I don't think Willie has ever been coachable in anything. So if Barry Katz told him to stop smoking weed, it'll make you funny. He'll be like, "I know better than everybody because I know everything, and I don't know if you knew anything about anything. You know that I know everything about anything." Mm-hmm. So the idea was because Steven actually did what I told Willie to do, and Willie rejected. Number one, I told him, the first thing you got to concentrate is getting a car. If you want to be in comedy, you have to have transportation. You can't be relying on people to take you to and from places. You have to have a car. Steven did that, to his credit. And then I told him you should get a job and support yourself so you take the burden off your wife and maybe possibly contribute to the 5 children you brought into this world who you've never supported. Maybe that should be your first kind of
Steven did do that. Actually, Steven did one better. He didn't just take a job to support his wife. He just got rid of the wife.
And he killed the 5 kids that he
That's true. And then for the record, I while I did quit the job, I'm not going to be jobless, and I still have money coming in.
You think
I don't have anyone
you're not
giving me
going to be jobless? Like the job's not in the bag until you until you have a start date.
Let him live his life, Matt. Let him live his life.
I'm trying to let him. His life is Matt, right now.
I don't.
It's on. He's not even walking on the train tracks. He's using crutches on the train.
Yeah, you speak of jobs
I don't,
like a little bitch. Enjoy the marrow of life.
All right. That's
I don't. Well, I don't disagree, right. and while I've honest to God, this is the first time I've ever just up and left a job. Any other time I've ever switched jobs.
What about the blow job you stopped in the middle of and just walked away?
You know, I said that. I said that same I said that same thing 3 families ago, and I gotta say, I'm still saying it.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, I've never just up and left a job before like I did this one. Normally, I do have one set up before I leave the previous one. But like I said, I
accept the compliment. Learn to accept the compliment. At least
I appreciate the
you got your wheels together. You just can't afford gas or insurance, but that's fine. You're at least making progress.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. I have money. We're good. I have job. What's the word I'm looking for?
You're stumbling. You're stuttering on the stand.
I have job prospects, and I'm just.
We'd like to let the witness off the hook. Can we just recess for lunch? Thank you.
Okay.
Look, at the end of the day, I just wasn't going to be shit on and treated like shit and pushed around and told how
What are you doing here?
and missed gigs and everything for $13 an hour.
Yeah,
wasn't going to
I'm not going to be shit on and treated like shit, but here I am. All we need is
because I value your guys'
Matt,
opinions and friendship.
Matt,
that's why.
But Matt, you're not insulting him by only paying him $13 an hour.
I'm paying him nothing. And
but you're not insulting him, paying him $13.
And we are calling him a pedophile joke, Steve. What else?
He's a child.
I appreciate your guys' opinions and your input and your friendship. So.
Right.
He's a child enthusiast. Yeah. He's a kitty copulator? No,
kitty connoisseur.
Kitty connoisseur.
You'll be making so much money because there's no more tax on tips or tax on overtime. You'll be making so much money now.
Well, let me just clue you in. Nobody was paying tax on tips to begin with. What the fuck? These people who are celebrating this idea, well, like they never report. Anybody who's fucking dancing because they're not paying tax on tips, did they ever report taxes, tips?
You know what? I have. Yeah, I don't understand why you would like. My question for anyone reporting tips is because no one to. It's fucking cash in your pocket. Shut the fuck up and just go spend it, like, or save it. Don't fucking. That's stupid. Ugh.
Does anybody understand? Is he speaking English right now?
Speakly English, motherfucker.
I'm just going to empty into a bucket.
Oh. And that's not really even in the bill, is it? Because I
don't think it's in the bill. It didn't make it to the bill.
Right. And the other thing they keep saying is about how it's a historically cut in spending. If it's a cut in spending, why is Trump asking for $4 trillion more dollars in the budget cap? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And if you
addition by subtraction, it's new math. It's new math.
Cutting means less, not more, right? You don't cut something.
You've forgotten the rule of thumb in 1984.
Well, if you cut your thumb off, you don't have a thumb. You have less.
Well, in 1984, the opposite of what they tell you is true.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the Clear Skies Act didn't do anything to clean the skies,
Yeah, but it's also like the.
Now the problem is you don't live by the conservative rule. If she looks 13, she must be 25.
I thought she must be 31 because it's like the opposite.
I thought the conservative rule was fuck men until somebody looks and then hug your wife.
The 10 Commandments. That's the 10 Commandments they're going to put in the Texas schools.
The 10 Commandments of the RNC.
Yeah. Number 1, get a fake Grindr profile from a burner phone.
Grindr, that's the one I couldn't remember when we were talking about dating apps. Now, Grindr's that the gay app that went down during the RNC thing, right?
Male hookup app.
Hookup. Now, hookups is different than a dating thing. It's just for a one-time.
No, I mean it all depends. I mean, if there's two social men meet each other and like we want to meet up again, then why not?
Huh.
But it's more like a series of singular events and not a continuation of a relationship.
Right. But so that would fall under what our guest Eric McHugh was. We didn't even ask him. Does he do one? Because I'm thinking that his little app there that he's developed, which is only for Apple, is for straight people. We didn't even ask him. Is it for gay people too? Is it all
I'm just going to speak for him because he's not here to defend himself. But since they're using algorithms, I think they're just matching algorithms. And if the algorithm says that you were,
I hate that fucking word. People, it's like people have no idea what people who never coded anything. I can say algorithm like I think I know what it means.
Hey everybody, make sure you tune in Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So Matt will be pushing his new book about Grindr called "Grinding My Way Through It."
Grinding My Algorithm
of an older man through Grindr.
Mm-hmm. No. No, I'm not going to do that.
Now, I don't know, because I'm old. I don't know if there's a difference between coding and programming. I used to program, and I don't know if that's the same as coding.
What were the languages you programmed in?
Hexadecimal, machine language, and binary.
Binary is a language?
I never learned C++ or C++ or those other ones. Now, I did tutor a student in COBOL, but I had to learn it for the lessons so that I could tutor the child. I never learned to actually program in COBOL. I said child, he was a college kid.
Wow.
So I would just learn enough to tutor the lessons. I didn't know how to actually program
Yeah,
in COBOL.
they call that grooming now, not programming a child. They call it grooming a child.
Exactly.
Well, he was in college, so he wasn't exactly a child. He was in his 20s.
Well, that's good. At least we know you're grooming people of age.
Well, today what's the weather like here in Pennsylvania, Puxatawney, where
Phil lives.
Yeah. Ron lives. It's going to be 100 degrees today, but here in Shoreham, it's not going to break 60.
But that's only because they're all cooking out. If they didn't
fire
no,
it is going to break 60. Hold on, I lied. I just lied. Caught me in a lie. By 5 p.m., it'll be 65 degrees today. How about that?
It's going to be 70 here.
Yeah, we're supposed
it's already
to get
60 degrees.
Wow. So I have to go out and mow the lawn. That's my Memorial Day activity today. I'm not gonna.
But Wednesday here is supposed to be in the goddamn 50s.
The goddamn 50s.
Yep.
Goddamn 50. Yeah.
We don't have. Well, we have lows in the 50s, but during the day, it's not getting anywhere near that. We're getting as high as 85 Wednesday.
We got a weird week ahead. A weird week. That's all I gotta say. And then Thursday,
I want a weird week ahead.
A weird week ahead.
Finish inside me.
I mean, if you want me to, Ron, I was just saying I just wanted a weird week ahead. But if you want me to finish inside, I mean, dude, whatever floats your boat.
I went to one of the best weddings I've ever been to on Saturday.
Was it a Jewish one?
Better than your own?
Gay Jewish wedding.
Nope. The service was like 15 minutes. Then the rest of the day was just a party. It was fantastic.
Was the service at the same place as the party?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, because they had the service in one building. Then the reception was, you just walked out and walked right across to the other building. It was perfect.
Wow.
Now, that's, Ron, you just gave that wedding a bigger rave than you've given any comedy show or movie that you've ever witnessed and talked about on the show. I mean, that must have been some fucking wedding.
Yeah, these people actually, my niece actually knows how to throw a party, for God's sakes.
Wow.
And thank God.
Did you wear a suit and tie? Did you wear a suit and tie?
I did wear a suit. You want to see the suit that I wore?
We want to see pictures, yeah.
Yeah, let's see it. Give me a fucking boner. Show me fucking David. So
dick thing to
Kitten
say.
wants to taste of daddy. Let's go.
What a fucking dick thing to say. Like a string of dick things to say. Why do we let him speak? What, you got short and fat somehow? What the fuck happened?
No.
It's the angle. You look like you're 3 foot tall and wider than Steven in that picture.
Damn, dude, I think I felt my legs just move. You're looking hot.
What a fucking dick thing to say. God, he just keeps
You went without Laura?
No, she went. Why not?
He was taking the picture. Who do you think took the picture?
Yeah.
Gotta have somebody.
Police? You need for a lineup?
No, I got compliments on my suit. I got compliments on my shoes. So I was I had the
I thought you got come on your shoes. I'm sorry.
Did you get compliments on your dick print?
So did you have to return the suit to the funeral home when you were done, or is this one you owned?
No, that is a Calvin Klein suit that I bought that Laura was I spent some good coin on that, but I told her it's an investment because I got to get other pictures. I got to get like executive pictures taken soon.
I wanted to see you start to do comedy in a suit and tie,
and I'm going to do that too. That's the other reason I bought a nice suit. I think I might wear my suit when I perform in Connecticut because I want to do dark and dirty
nice.
jokes in a suit.
Yeah, Connecticut, they will that counts. Oh, he's got a suit. He must be worth listening to.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Like, oh, let's listen to this white guy in a suit.
Yeah. David Tell showed up and they cleaned him up a little bit. So yeah, no, it definitely will make a difference. Still haven't gotten any details on what's going on with Govs in the Hamptons, but hopefully we'll get you guys involved in that. I don't know. It's like a fucking it's like a classified documents thing. It's top secret comedy stuff. Here's the weird shit about people. They got emergency, like there's thing's a paint emergency, paint party emergency, a hairdresser emergency, and now we have comedy club top secret files. But everything else, like when we're gonna bomb Yemen, you could look that up. And
there you go.
Yeah. Now that looks like you're about to teach a history class at BYU. No. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the days of the Revolutionary War, Washington manned the airports. And
I only teach sex ed in suits.
Yeah. Oh, sex ed. I don't know if you noticed about sex ed, but I could make a woman come in 3 seconds flat. I don't know why I should let that go. Shouldn't I let that go? All right, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. TikTok, motherfucker! So, yeah, we have no news today. Al took the day off without it. He didn't ask my permission to take the day off. I feel like maybe we should fire Al.
Have you ever been at a wedding and seen someone do the comeback at a wedding?
What do you mean the comeback?
So
come on her back.
You know the part of the reception where like, oh, we're gonna take the garter off the bride, and then they throw it into the crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they do that, and my niece sits on this chair, and like where we're sitting, like her back is to us, and like he's taking off her garter with apparently like his teeth or whatever. So I was scanning the room because I want to see what else is going on. It's like, who cares about that? And as I'm looking like right over right past my niece where she's sitting, there's a guy who's walking by, and he literally stops, careens his neck to look at him taking the garter off. It was the type of look that you would see in a strip club.
He's got a garter fetish or something.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. It's like, this is the wrong place.
I have to expose my ignorance here. I never understood what a garter actually does. Like, what does it do? What is the purpose of a garter? What is a garter? It's just a fucking
It holds
thing.
money. It holds money for when she needs to have a cab, but she can't carry a purse.
Or a derringer.
Yeah,
that's where you keep your derringer, right? But what is it? That's not its intended purpose, is it? That's what it was for. Cash in the derringer.
I will write up. I'm going to look up the purpose of what is the purpose of a garter.
Yeah, thank you. Because I can't look it up because this fucking computer sucks. Want to be featured on the PassionateFeudPod.com? Do you? The PassionateFeudPod.com? This guy is advertising.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. He's advertising.
Fuck that guy.
He's spending big money on ads to try and get people to fly out to Vegas to be on his podcast. Like,
Okay, here we go.
Right.
General garters. Traditionally, garters were designed to keep long socks or stockings in place, worn by both men and women throughout history. Wedding garters, in the context of weddings, a garter is a piece of bridal lingerie worn under the wedding dress, often made of lace. It symbolizes love and luck and is associated with the consummation of marriage. Overall, garters serve both practical and symbolic purposes depending on their use.
All right, it symbolizes consumption.
Consumption, yeah.
No, not consumption.
That's what they used to call tuberculosis.
I know, and we got tuberculosis here on Long Island right now. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking
Consummation.
for? Yes.
The soup.
Yeah.
Consummation.
So, but
That's soup.
and the idea is to have the best man. Not like the bride. The groom doesn't take it off, right? Who takes
No,
it
the
off?
groom takes it off.
All right. Maybe like the best man took it off.
Yeah, the stunt man.
No,
The stunt man takes it off.
it's not really consummation of the marriage. It's really I'm taking it and throwing it to fucking horny dudes, right? Horny dudes catch it.
Yeah,
so they can sniff it.
Yeah, weddings are just, I don't know.
Weird
Weddings
ritual.
in general are just weird because it's a weird ceremony of, oh, I'm handing off my daughter's pussy to somebody.
Right. Dad giving her away. I'm giving her away.
Yeah, it's the dad thing.
Seems like you can make a good
mom
porn
thing
film.
too.
Well, you can make a good porn film just based on the ritual of the wedding, right? Daddy giving away his little girl or whatever.
Yeah, it's all weddings are like that. It's
not mine. My wedding wasn't like that.
Mine wasn't either, but you know,
my wedding was on the beach, right behind
Neither of
me,
mine were.
down the hill on the beach, and the pastor who was supposed to be there didn't show up because he was stuck in traffic coming home from a Giants Bengals game.
So you had Jackie do the ceremony for you?
Yeah. And no, he sent the intern from the church. Now the intern was a kid from Connecticut, this kid Danny, who was a thrash metalhead with a bone in his nose. Literally a bone in his nose, fucking through his nose. And he didn't know the Bible at all, or he didn't know anything about how to officiate a wedding. He was trying to read from a book, and I had to tell him where to stand. And then I finally said, "Give me this fucking book. I'll do it myself." And so I'm not sure I'm really married because I officiated my own wedding, and then the pastor wasn't here to really sign it. We had to take the marriage license to him the next day because he didn't show up. So am I even really married? According,
you know how you find out if you're married? Try to leave her and see if you lose half your shit. That's how you find out.
Yeah, just start packing up your shit. We're not even married. It's all a sham.
At this point, does it even really matter? I'm halfway dead anyway. More than halfway. 3/4, 9/10, a little more.
Anakin pussy.
Yeah. So it looks like Philip Lockwood has decided to show up here, but he doesn't have his camera on. Interesting choice.
See, now I thought that was his face, that he was just an extreme close-up of, he was just ashy. It was just an extreme close-up.
Oh, hey, have you heard you guys want to pool our money together and put a bid in to buy OnlyFans? Because it's up for sale, possibly.
How much?
I thought about it.
Auctioning?
Yeah, they're in talks. It's $8 billion. It's going.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't we wait to find out if they're going to make porn illegal before they do that? I don't want us to put our money in it, buy it, and then we find out we can't use it.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. Well, hold on a second. Now, OnlyFans does not have to be porn, right?
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
No, it
it's
does.
primarily known for porn.
No, it has to be porn.
No, it doesn't. See,
Yeah, it has to be.
Somebody
yes.
shut him up, Stephen.
Because comics
Shut the
have,
fuck up.
Do a Willie's dad to GD. Every time he opens his mouth, stick your cock in it.
like Whitney
I'm gonna
Cummings.
make you all.
Yeah, like Whitney Cummings, Burt Kreischer, and a few other comics have actually produced content for OnlyFans that's only available on OnlyFans, like TV or whatever.
Just yesterday, Mark Norman told me, and he told the whole world, he didn't just tell me, that Patreon is the OnlyFans for ugly people. And, I'm on Patreon, there was a time where I was making $3 a month off my Patreon, but I decided I'd give all that life of luxury up and do what Steven is doing, basically waiting for somebody to say yes. Maybe I'll get a job in a bank for more than $13 an hour.
How much were you charging? Was it like $1?
I think it was $3 a month. So I think I have one subscriber.
Now, this is totally unrelated, but I'm proud of myself because I finished one of my projects. I finished my script. I finished the first draft of my script for my pilot.
What was the pilot again? I refresh my memory. I think I told you.
Blessings and Blasphemy, the TV series.
Oh,
Church of Last Resort. Yeah, the TV series. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Now you're gonna pitch. You got your pitch ready. You got your elevator pitch ready for your pilot.
I don't think I need a pitch because I was asked to write it. Right? If you don't need a pitch, if someone asks you to write it and submit it to them.
Who asked you to write it? Barry Katz?
Yeah. No.
Oh. Who asked you to write it? Seriously, you don't want to tell us?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, it was him.
Barry Katz?
Yeah.
All right. So you're basically submitting it to Blind Mike for more views.
Pretty much. That's what I said to my wife. I said he's going to hate it, but you know, at least I finished it. You know, because let's put it this way: I pretty much called his bluff on almost everything.
Well, Philip, you need to turn your camera on before I bring you in here because I can't just bring in a black screen. I'm sorry. If you haven't,
you already have the black guy. You can't have a black screen as well.
Right.
That goes beyond our quota.
Well, here's the deal. Now we've seen Stephen this morning, pretty much correcting you on how to abuse him, and that's a bridge too far. But now you've taken it even further. You actually go do work for nothing for somebody assigns you a work project so that they can abuse you about it, and you say, "Yeah, boss, that's what I want to do. I want to give you more reason to call me whatever you're gonna call me. I'm not gonna say the word." But so you're more of a glutton for punishment than Stephen is the point here.
Hey, broccoli, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
With me, a lot of times it's like, can I do it? You know, and what happens after that? It's like, you know, it's like I want to finish my book. Can I finish it? We'll see what happens. I'm working on it, so you know that kind of thing. Can I do this?
There's no question you could complete a pilot for a draft, in my opinion. There's no question. But now, why not submit it to people who actually won't abuse you over it, who might actually consider doing it, or give you constructive criticism, rather than a guy who is just wait. Let me finish my sentence. Rather than a guy who is salivating, waiting to figure out what can I tear this guy apart about in public, and to make him feel bad and me feel good in front of my lemmings who are paying.
Well, now here's the thing that you're not quite getting. He doesn't have the power to make me feel bad, no matter what he says. If whatever he says,
make you cry. I seen him make you cry. I was
you've
there.
You've never seen anybody make me fucking cry.
He saw you cry.
The worst you've seen was you see me get indignant when somebody disrespected me, and it
Willie was fucking doing a dance. I gotta say, Willie like he texted me, Matt, you gotta get in here. Gigi's crying. It's a bit. Barry Katz is embarrassing, pulling his pants down in front of all class and spanking him on his black ass. And I said, oh, I gotta see some of this. And then I have to say, Willie was accurately describing the.
If only you were accurately describing what Willie inaccurately described. No.
You're about to cry now, aren't you?
No, I listen, and if there's something worthy of something valid, I'll make adjustments to the script maybe.
I'm checking a few tears welling up in your.
Now he has not seen the first draft yet. I'm going tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night, Dylan Brody and I are going to go over together.
Oh, Dylan and Brody is going to now see that's a place I would say that's somebody who can give you constructive criticism.
Right, Dylan Brody and I are going to go over that first, and part of it because Dylan Brody, he gets me, but he doesn't get me. He's getting me. Yeah.
It's kind of gay, dude.
It's kind of. It's like a fucking ad for a gay meetup site. That's what it is.
Yeah. Here at Grindr, he gets.
He and I used to work on PolitiPod. He and I used to work on PolitiPod sketches together, and so quite often, because I'm more of a humorist than a comedian, there are places where he wanted jokes, and I would just have funny stuff, and he would go, "There's no joke." He says they work on
sketches.
Yeah.
Welcome to
he used to sketch GD like one of his French girls.
Yeah.
If I keep squeezing it, it's going to explode.
I do have a few.
If you can hear me, you gotta turn the camera on. Or I can't bring you in without the camera on. It's against the rules. It's against the law. It's against humanity.
The laws of nature.
It's against what keeps us different from the gay frogs.
So. Anyway, so I finished my script.
All right. I'm glad that you finished your script. It's just
good job, man. That's awesome.
no matter how good it is, even after Dylan gives you constructive criticism, then you do a rewrite or a fix it. No matter how good it is, Barry Katz is just going to go through it looking for something,
right,
to tear you apart. So why even go through that? Why? Because you're not gonna respect his opinion anyway, because you already know that.
I have respected some of his opinions. Some of his opinions I don't.
Like what? Give me an opinion that you respect of his. That you tell too many dick jokes?
No, that was a stupid opinion. That wasn't even an opinion. That wasn't even accurate. But sure.
So give me an example of one of his opinions that you do express. You respect. Give me none. You can't come on.
No.
You're taking. You got to go through the database.
That's because when people say things to me, quite often it becomes just part of my lexicon, so to speak. I have to separate what I learned from him than what I learned from other people.
Yeah. Well,
so it's just a lesson I learned.
As far as
but one of the things that
bullshit,
I did get from him. No, he did. He was of the opinion that I didn't work hard enough at promoting myself in the comedy.
And you respect that opinion?
I can see why he says that. Yeah. So yeah, respect. I can see why he said it.
I thought you were the hardest working man in show business, except for who was really the hardest working man.
No, I mean, okay. For example, I look at there's like Josh DeWay. I admire.
No, you say it right.
Oh, sorry, Josh DeWay.
No,
DeWay.
When he and I were talking, I got to get to know.
You talk to Josh behind Ron's back. Ron doesn't like that. You have to. Ron doesn't allow his people to have.
It was February. It was during February, so he and I could talk as two black men.
Fine.
Well, we weren't talking as comedians. We were talking as black men because it was February.
Fine.
And I respect how hard he worked at making his connections and things of that nature. And one of the things I could not get him to do was say something bad about another comedian. It's not that I was trying to get him to say it. He started a story that was
like bad. Trying to get him to say.
No, I wasn't. He started a story, and then he realized it was going to make the comedian look bad, and he stopped. And I said, "You got to tell the rest of the story." He goes, "No, I'm not going to do that." I said, "You started the story." He goes, "Yeah, but I didn't realize when I started the story how bad it was going to make the other person look, and I'm not going to do that."
Well, he could just leave the other person anonymous, right?
No, because I already knew who it was.
My wife asked me to leave.
He already told me who was opening up for, so I already know who the person was.
All right, fine. All right. Fine.
I'm sorry, Ron. You was going to say something.
He's going to say the way.
Well, you was going to think something.
He was going to say the way. The way.
Yeah, but I really admired Josh DeWay's stick-to-itiveness and what he's willing to risk.
Does Josh have a LinkedIn profile?
He does. I believe he does. Yes.
Is he generating a lot of leads from it?
Things are going pretty well so far. That's about all I can say that's going on.
I gotta check LinkedIn out for. I don't see a lot of entertainers having LinkedIn profiles.
Yeah,
there are people in the entertainment industry, but not like on my LinkedIn profile. I'm getting a lot of people who reaching out, or I'm getting a lot of suggested connections of people who are in the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
but not necessarily like agents and stuff like that. They're more like procurers and shit like that.
Right, and shit like that.
Yeah, shit like that.
What does a procurer do?
Procure stuff.
Like what kind of stuff? Toothpaste?
Yeah, I guess other comedians. I don't know.
All right. But it would be helpful if Philip could. I don't know if Philip can. If you can hear me, raise your hand. Oh, Philip's in twice now. Oh, there he is. So we have. Let's say hello to Philip Lockwood. Now, let me just say, I don't know anything about Philip Lockwood other than he has a company called speedtoleadgeneration.com. And he is focusing on lead generation using LinkedIn. And when he contacted me, it just said Rebecca reached out, and I was like, I know a lot of Rebeccas. I don't remember any of them reaching out. And I looked through my email.
Was it Rebecca DeFornay? Was it DeFornay? What's that? How's it pronounced?
She
Ron, you
reached
know what
out.
I'm talking about.
DeMornay. Rebecca DeMornay.
Oh yeah, the hand that rocks the cradle or something, and
yeah, because that's where that drop is from.
God created woman.
What was the one she did with Tom Cruise? A Risky Business. That
Yeah.
Are You Ready for Me? And she's doing some Garda stuff there, right? She's doing Garda stuff.
Oh yeah, she's naked. She's naked in that movie.
She's naked in a lot of stuff.
So am I. I'm naked in a lot of stuff. Not movies.
Butter me with Crisco.
Let's now gotta give Philip Lockwood some kudos for hanging around and coming into a program like this. Say good morning. It's early morning over there too, over in California something, that state over there. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning. How are you?
A little confused.
Yeah, me too.
But I did get to the idea of, because I was going through my email, like, who is Rebecca, who's supposed to reach out? Because all the Rebeccas I know didn't reach out. And then I found out this lady, Rebecca from LinkedIn, who had messaged me, and I thought she was a podcast producer or something. And she said, I have a bunch of people come on. I said, make sure they put in the notes something that I can figure out exactly what we're going to talk about and tell them to mention you. And you just said, Rebecca reached out. Like, I meant like full name, Rebecca so-and-so who you met on LinkedIn set this up or something to give me some information. So I was completely confused yesterday when setting this up. So thanks for being here. Anyway, I mean, you're a trooper for sitting through this, knowing this is not generally a business podcast. The Wednesday night is when I generally have business-oriented people on, knowing this is a holiday when a lot of people is going to be sleeping in, and you showed up anyway. So good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell me how speedtoleadgeneration.com helps people grow their businesses through using LinkedIn.
What we do is we help companies build their leads on LinkedIn, so they can actually sell their product or service.
And how do you want to share any of the kind of how you'd go about doing that, or is that the secret sauce that they have to sign up?
Some of it's secret sauce, and some of it is actually using tools that LinkedIn provides. So one of the tools that LinkedIn has is a lead generator itself. And we use that, and then we use a combination of some skilled staff and some artificial intelligence to reach out to those leads and set up meetings for the companies themselves.
That's interesting. Now you have to pay for that as a premium service with LinkedIn, right? Am I correct on that? The lead generation.
That's correct. Yep. Right.
Can it be used for any business? Like my friends here and I are in entertainment business. Can it be used for lead generation for performers, especially not just like entertainment companies, in order to kind of make some worthwhile connections in that aspect?
Sure it can. As long as those leads are on LinkedIn, what's going to do is help you grow the number of leads you have on LinkedIn.
Okay. I like the way you say it, LinkedIn. New Yorkers just say LinkedIn. Anyway, so now, is there a reason that obviously it's known as a business site, right? But is it more productive than, say, the other social media sites where, like Facebook has micro-targeting, where you can find out exactly what somebody's role is within a company and do some really specific targeting? Can you do that with LinkedIn?
You can do a lot of targeting with this. So the size of the business, the type of business, and then even the different officials that work at the company itself.
All right.
So you can really get into the company's knitting.
All right. What is it exactly you do? You teach people how to use it? Because it doesn't seem like something that a novice would be able to just jump in and start using, or do I have that wrong?
We help them get started using it, and then we provide a platform that they can use themselves to help grow their business on LinkedIn.
You had mentioned AI. If we go to your website, one of the first things that pop up is Amanda. Is Amanda real or is Amanda AI?
What?
On Philip's website, when you go there, one of the first things that pops up is Amanda. Pops up and says, "Hi, I'm Amanda. Do you have any questions?
Oh, is that like a bot or something?
That's what I'm asking.
I have not seen that, so I don't know.
Yeah. Drives consistent B2B revenue. I'm not sure what we're looking for. See, now, lead generation is really just opening the door. It's not closing the sales. Is there anything that that you, because that's the easy part, getting you, well, maybe not the easiest part, but it's making those contacts, knowing who to
Yeah,
contact.
and so what we actually do is warm up those leads through
Oh,
various messaging.
ooh, warm them up.
Yep.
Well, what's involved in that?
Well, that's sending a set of messages that are actually trained on the actual prospect, and so they're focused on the user, the customer, and then also on the target. So they actually start matching the target.
Well, now, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this about 3 months.
3 months?
Yep.
And that's basically enough time to acquire the expertise to kind of share it with the world. Wow.
Sure. Well, I'm learning as we go.
Wow.
So what is conversion copywriting?
Converging copywriting?
Yes, that's one of your services. I was having trouble understanding from the title.
So we have skilled copywriters on staff that will actually do that copywriting to those LinkedIn leads.
You understand what conversion is, GD?
Well, I understand what conversion therapy is.
Well, conversion in the sense of what we're talking about here is when you have a lead, you convert them into a customer. So it's a copy that takes your lead and converts them into a customer.
Correct.
Yeah. Seems pretty straightforward if you know anything about marketing.
Well, I don't, because if I did, I'd have a better comedy career. Duh.
No, I know that. But if I said that to you, you'd get all defensive and start crying about it.
No, I wouldn't
like
get
you
either.
did on Barry Katz's program.
No, I wouldn't get either.
Yeah. Look at Ron. He's looking angry. This is why are you angry, Ron? You don't like converting leads into customers?
Well, Ron doesn't like conversion therapy at all.
I thought Ron was about everybody in America was ready to get converted somehow.
Well, do what you got to do. I'm listening.
All right. So is there a specific business area that you work in, Philip, or?
I work as a partner for the company, so I'm helping grow the number of customers we have. And so some of that is through the same tools we're using with our customers. So
Yeah.
I've worked to grow our number of clients.
Okay, I've seen a lot of big companies listed here, like Audi and HBO, Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy. These are some big clients that you work with. Now, I'm thinking like, how would, and I hate to put you on the spot here, maybe this is the wrong thing to do, but so a company like Barstool Sports, what kind of lead generations are they possibly looking for? They are a information company, and their metric is viewers and subscribers.
But they also have sponsors for their programming. And so it's really growing those number of sponsors.
So I could use this to get sponsors for this program. You think that,
sure.
That would, yeah.
Yeah, you have what you project is your content, and so what you're doing is selling that content, and you're actually approaching a different audience. In this case, it's those that might be willing to pay you a few dollars to get exposure on your website, on your site.
I get sponsorship or collaboration offers almost every day on this program, and getting people to follow through, and they're coming to me now. It used to be I used to have to search them out. They're coming to me, but follow through it's just like non-existent. People start things that, like Steven, they're taking their cue from my friend Steven over here. Or I use the term friend very lightly, but this non-follow. I know. I'm sorry. I reserve friend for people who actually walk.
That's fair.
I know. That was mean and cold.
Cold is mean. What a dick.
Yeah, no, all right, fine. But so follow through is just non-existent. So I mean, how do you address that? Because you can make all the leads and this conversion copywriting and all this kind of stuff, but at some point,
Well, some of
people are
that
just
work,
like,
some of that work we do, and ultimately it's about you, the company that wants to utilize those leads.
all right. Now, do you partner with people? I didn't see on here. You charge them a set fee, or you take a percentage? How does your deal work?
We charge a flat fee for the use of the license of the software product, and then we charge a percentage based on the actual advertisers they convert.
All right. And is this like you know what the word algorithm means?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the word algorithm means? Is this dependent on algorithms?
Yeah, so we're using algorithms to enhance the leads themselves.
Now, how do you? Because you're talking about something that is kept under the hood, and they don't actually let you see that. How do you figure out what the algorithm really is? What the program is calling for? If LinkedIn doesn't make it open source, you don't see that, right?
Right.
So how do you figure it out?
Well, we're using tried and true messaging to those clients, the potential clients.
All right. Now, with your friend Rebecca, who set this thing up, is that what you used to find me? Because I don't think it worked.
Yes, I think she found you, and obviously it worked.
Well, it works, except that she found for the nighttime show, which is more business oriented, and she hooked you up for a comedy show, which is the morning. Which is not that we haven't had a few business people on here. Generally, we have authors who's as businessy as we get. We've had a few people who are pushing business here, but
maybe she thinks I'm funny.
Are you?
I can be, yes.
All right, let's see it. Go. Ladies and gentlemen, this next guy hails from Southern California.
No. Don't do a kill Tony thing when you give him a minute and then no. Don't fall
Yeah,
for that.
no, that's such
I was
a
calling
dick
him up to the
move.
comedy stage now. I was going to let's have a big hand for that. No?
Don't fall, Phil. Don't fall for it, Phil.
No.
Nope.
Are you big on comedy?
Am I?
Yeah. Do you
I
go to
enjoy
comedy clubs?
Yeah.
Do you support local in your area? And your area should have a ton of live stand-up comedy. Have you been to some comedy clubs out there?
Out where? Out in California?
Yeah. Are you not in California, or do I have that wrong?
I'm currently living in Central Illinois.
Now, why did she? Because she's.
Which, by the way, remember, it's the hometown of Richard Pryor.
Oh, wow.
So the king of comedy. Yeah.
Peoria. Okay, yeah.
You got that, GD? The king of comedy. Did you know that?
No, he's not really the king of comedy. He's actually the king of Peorian comedy. The real king of comedy lives in Westminster. He's a good friend of mine.
See, I think you both have it wrong. As far as what I could tell, Rupert Pupkin was the king of comedy.
No, that would be.
You said Dave Landau wrong, but okay.
No, Rupert Pupkin. There's a movie
Robert
called
De Niro.
The King of Comedy. Yeah, Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis, and Rupert Pupkin is the king of comedy. You guys, if you know anything about film, you know about Blazing Saddles. All right. So, do you work?
Huh.
Do you work with any performers, Philip? Like people in the arts?
I do not know.
Well, we
you don't know, or you do not.
I do not. No.
You do not.
Oh, okay.
Do not comment. No.
So, you know what? In a way, I'm relieved that we didn't get you up at 7:15 in the morning in California to be on this program. So you're in Illinois, you're in Eastern time zone. Yes.
A Central time zone.
Central. So it's only an hour earlier. All right. So I don't feel that bad. I still feel a little bad that we got you up for this. Because, and on Memorial Day weekend, I don't know how many people. We are on LinkedIn right now, streaming live to LinkedIn. But I don't know how many people are actually up. If it's a day off, they're sleeping in. Right? So anyway, yeah, I don't know what else can we.
None of that.
What?
What he's over there
what?
yawning.
Oh, he was? I think he was vaping or something.
No, I have a metal thing. I have a metal thing in my finger in it.
Inhaling.
No,
So what else can we highlight here about what you do, and why should give us your elevators, because I'm trying to get this out of GD. He's got a first draft of a pilot, and you need an elevator pitch. Do you have an elevator pitch for speedtoleadgeneration.com?
Yes, we actually work with clients to grow their leads on LinkedIn using a combination of tried and true messaging from different people who actually complete that for you, and along with software.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for being part of the program, and good luck with that. I mean, I'm sorry if we can't. The link is in the description for you, people. Make it nice and easy. We don't have it. Honestly, I didn't think you would show up here today after that email I sent yesterday saying you're welcome to come on, but it's a comedy show. But you showed up anyway, and kudos to you for actually doing that and not running away once you heard the idiotic talk that you were listening to while you were in the green room there. The link is in the description, and I hope people will take you up on it and patronize your business if they need new leads. And who doesn't need new leads? Everybody in business needs new leads, right? So
that's right.
So all right, thanks for being here. Have a great day. Enjoy your Memorial Day festivities. What are you doing? You got barbecue to go to today? You're working
later today. Yeah, barbecue later today.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye. Philip Lockwood from speedtoleadgeneration.com. Link is in the description, folks. If you're in business at all, and so,
I feel bad. I left Amanda hanging. She was asking if I had any questions.
I didn't get Amanda. Well, I'm here now. I don't get no Amanda. Where do you get Amanda? Oh, that little chat room at the bottom there?
Yeah, she says
that's a bot. That's a yeah. You left the bot.
You mean she's not real? Because she's kind of hot. I asked her for a phone number.
Do you know the song, Amanda? Can you sing? Now
I'm telling your wife, you son of a bitch.
I'm single for 10 days. She's in
6 more days, right? You took it to the airport on Friday.
Is that how that works?
Well, actually, we're still married until the 28th. That's when she crosses into Canada. I don't think the marriage certificate crosses the borders. It's only the state that recognizes.
You think I'm officially really married, according to what I told you about my marriage?
It depends on the states. My understanding, and this is me being a minister and also me having been married, is that, again, depends on the state. Like when we got married in Florida, we had an officiant, but it wasn't like a religious ceremony. So as long as the legal documents, the state documents are signed and notarized properly, then you are married. You could have a porpoise walk up and go.
But the officiant who signed it wasn't there. He sent some kid with a bone through his nose who couldn't even read the document that he was supposed to read and didn't know where to stand, didn't know how to do anything. I basically married myself.
I'm not familiar with New York law. I was a minister in Maryland, and I was familiar with Maryland law back in the day. And I got married in Florida, so I was familiar with Florida law like 20 years ago when we got married.
Is this a joke? Amanda hug and kiss? This is Ian's. That sounds like a joke he stole from Stephen, who stole it from Landau and got recycled. It's like telephone joke.
All right, disrespectful.
What?
Amanda hug and kiss. Yeah, like you want Amanda hug and kiss.
Yeah, that's that's the gist of the joke.
That sounds like a really old, like elementary school joke.
Nah.
Why would an elementary school kid say, "I want Amanda hug and kiss"?
This is Stephen's mindset. He thinks children are looking for
because this is the because this is the kind of jokes I was making in 6th, 7th grade.
Hey, everybody!
When you go to try to pick up 6th and 7th graders, that's the kind of joke.
No, and actually, if I remember correct, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure I heard it on The Simpsons when when Bart would call Moe, when he called Moe's Tavern, and he's looking for Amanda.
I need Amanda
hug and kiss. Yep,
so
and then there's a bunch
Ian
of those.
Steals from The Simpsons. You're saying Ian steals jokes from The Simpsons.
I was saying, I knew I heard that from somewhere, but I'm fairly confident it was The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Or
I
at
think
least
one of my
very close to
favorites was Joe's Crematorium. You kill him, we grill him.
Yep.
Now, let me just say, Ian has been nothing short of supportive of you, Stephen. He defends you whenever Beaver says.
I love
Hey, well, everybody makes mistakes, Matt.
Jeez, man.
Wow.
Ow. No, I'm just kidding.
Steve, well, Ian is confessing he stole the joke from Bart Simpson. So there you go. Whoa.
Finish inside me.
Now, I told Philip that this
you
was
go.
a comedy show. I lied, didn't I? This isn't a comedy.
Fucking liars!
This isn't a comedy show. It's a train wreck. It's a comedy train wreck. Or not even a comedy train wreck. It's just a flat-out train wreck. Why do we bother doing this show on Memorial Day weekend when we know?
That's what my wife asked me. My wife says, "Are y'all doing a show tomorrow?" And I said, "I don't know. I have to check with the HR."
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know. I said, "I don't know what days." I said, "I don't know what days to take off." She goes, "Christmas and something." I went, "I think that's it."
I'm a slave driver. But
I resemble that. You resemble that remark.
I know you do.
You do resemble that remark.
I don't provide days. We don't provide days off here. It's because of my upbringing. No days off.
DEI.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have a guy named Rob Wolf. Anybody know what Rob Wolf does?
He works for Blind Mike. He's one of his.
Does he howl?
Units.
I don't know what Rob Wolf does. Shouldn't we know what Rob Wolf does? This is terrible. Every day I'm getting guests here that I don't know exactly what they do. That's the problem. You would think after 9,000 shows, we'd have this figured out to know who the guest is and what the fuck they're doing here, right? No?
I don't know the answer to that.
On Thursday, we got a guy who doesn't use his real name in writing children's books. He's got the grok of the rock. What does grok say, by the way?
Go fuck yourself.
Boy, these guys are so slow on the uptake here. So anyway, he's like a modern day Dr. Seuss. His real name is Gene Roberts. I have a good friend named Gene Robbins. It's not him. What does that have to do with anything? But him and like 3 other people make up this fictional writer. I don't even know what the fictional writer's name, but it's not Dr. Seuss. But in today's day and age, I'm wondering, are books like this? Parents even read books to their kids anymore? Is this a thing? Is this from the boomers? It stopped with the boomers. It like dinosaurs. It's a dodo bird. Nobody reads.
I read to my stepkids, and my brother reads to his kids every night. Him or his wife does.
When you say stepkids, is this what you call the people that, the Lutheran school kids that
No, my ex-wife's kids.
She's your ex-wife already. You're already divorced?
Everything's been signed and filed. We have to wait for a final court date. But about
now,
it.
was there any consideration to the psychic damage that this does to those kids? We bring in a new daddy. We have this new daddy for a bunch of years, and then the minute his disability runs out, we throw our new daddy out.
I absolutely brought that up, and it obviously didn't matter to her. So whatever.
I'm thinking that
the kids, but it is what it is.
I'm thinking that the kids have slowly been introduced to their new daddy like 2 months before he left.
Probably.
She's been taking the kids around. Says
that's a terrible thing to insinuate.
He's a nice guy. This is a nice guy. And if anything should happen to Steven,
there was an incident.
Let me just say before Stephen, before you answer, I just want to say this to GD. Yeah. You're looking at a human being there who has a heart, and he doesn't deserve for you to make him sad and try to make him cry like you.
No,
I'm sorry, Ron. I apologize, Ron. I didn't mean to do that to you.
It's not a nerve
like
to
you're
touch
gonna be
anymore.
GD on Barry Katz program.
Sending your parents a letter, tell them you're a whore.
No, GD might not have been super.
I'm a whore.
GD might not have been super far off. So.
Really? Well, you wouldn't notice your wife bringing some new guy around and introducing it to the kids.
No, you don't bring them around the house.
No, it wasn't to that extent. It wasn't to that extent. So what happened was when I went to Michigan for a week, right? When I was doing comedy, we have our locations on our phones, right? Well, we don't turn them off, and I think she just forgot about it. And there was about 4 or 5 visits to an address that I've never been to. That I called her out on, but apparently she claims it was a friend from work, and I'm just like, okay, so.
And it could be.
It was one of those things.
From work.
It very well. Well, she didn't say it was a guy. She said it was she said it was a friend from work in the kitchen with her, and they're all.
So are they official now then?
He doesn't know. He doesn't keep
no,
tabs
from
on
every.
it, according to
Oh, here's
what-
the thing. I'm not keeping tabs. I don't really care. 1,000%. Don't fucking care.
I care. I care.
She could be.
Because I won't lie about it. I care. Unlike you, I won't lie about it.
I don't care either. I really don't.
I really don't.
I care a little bit.
No,
more
I did, and it didn't matter, and the kids' hearts didn't matter, at least to her. So it's a non-issue to me.
You're in denial, buddy. You're in denial. You have a heart. Your heart feels pain. Don't fucking act like
it did. No, it did. It did 1,000%. But me knowing how my head works, I went to therapy and seeked help. So I'm good.
Nothing to do with your head. This is your heart. This is your heart. Your heart is not connected to your head. Your heart bone not connected to your head bone. Right.
Yeah. No, I'm Gucci, man. I'm ready. In fact, I just booked 2 gigs for June. I'm excited. June 11th and June 18th. June 11th, I'll be at the Fairfield Inn in the Barrel Room, and then in Fort Wayne, and then June 18th, I'll be at Visions Event Center.
June 11th, I'll be at the Tanner Park Senior Center. Performing for the seniors. Looking forward to that. I actually am looking forward to that. These are my people. These are my people. These are pre-boomers. Oh, no, they're really boomers. I'm just, I'm forgetting that I'm in the same age group as them.
I don't know that Beavers made this mistake on purpose now, but he was promoting something I was doing, and he wrote down that I was performing on June 19th, which is Juneteenth, and I didn't know this because I'm thinking, he's black. He's going to be performing on June 19th.
You take off on Juneteenth, but you don't take off on Memorial Day. Is this what you're saying?
I don't take off on Juneteenth, no.
Oh.
I just have material for which Juneteenth. I don't take it off. No.
So are you on this June 14th show? Because I saw a poster yesterday, and you were not on the
I'm not on the show. I told Ian I'd promote it for him. I mean, not Ian. I told John I'd promote it for him.
Yeah, that's funny. You call me Ian.
Yeah, because that's the last
thing
I
saw. Pet name for him?
Yeah. So I told you. Well, John and Ian actually mean the same thing. They're from the same root.
I can't read what that says.
For those of you who are familiar with the
origins
of
Bismarcky,
names.
just a friend. What? What? What does that mean? What does that mean?
There was a song by Bismarcky, just a friend. He's just a friend.
Oh.
You know, yeah.
And you say she's just a friend.
Right.
That. You got
oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
You didn't have to do that part, really.
I did. Because that's what I always thought. I didn't know she just a friend was the name of the song. See that? That's why I didn't get that meaning there.
What did you think it was called? You thought that was the name of the song?
Beautiful music there. Beautiful music there.
And the vocals was just to die for.
Yeah. Now that was a hit. That guy made millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Marky, that's
when things like that happen and you're actually a musician, it kind of breaks your heart. Like the whole what's his name? Wong, the guy who sang that song or tried to sing the song on America's Got Talent. Was it William Hong?
American Idol. American Idol.
3 billion views or something. William Young?
William Hong.
Hong.
Hong, yeah. And Bismarcky, when those things happen, I'm not saying I'm a great vocalist or a great musician.
Thank
I'm just
God.
saying that I tried to put out quality material, and when those two make it, and I don't,
Well,
it
they
kind of.
did try to put out quality material. You didn't? You think they just tried to put out shit?
I don't think
Well, you
that's a
could
good
stop right there.
question.
That was good. You don't think? All right, we understood. All right.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
No, I get it. I don't think. Now, did this guy, just a friend, did he have anything after that? Like, that was it? Like, I can, all right, he cashed out and he's done. That's fine. Don't come
I
back.
think he formed a group called Boys the Menace. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I didn't follow his career.
Nobody could follow. Nobody could follow a career like that. What was I going to say? I forgot. So he was a one-hit wonder. Then
Let's see.
fine. Let him be.
Let me Google Biz Markie hit.
That was his name, Big Biz Markie?
I don't know if it's Markie or Marquee, but we'll see.
That's a weird fucking name to come up with too, Biz Markie.
Yo Gabba Gabba, Vapors, Cause of Death. Those are some strange songs.
A lot of that comes.
Why is a lot of that come?
Why not? Why do you got to question what comes? Just know that a lot of it does.
Okay, here's a list of some Biz Markie songs. Pancakes and Syrup. Steve in the Biz.
Do you know?
What?
Never heard of any of these.
Let Me See You Bounce.
Do you know who gave Biz Markie his big break?
Whatever happened to Terrence Trent D'Arby?
He faded away.
Yeah. Why did I think of that? Because that one, If You Let Me Stay, was really just not the best vocal performance, but it won like a Grammy or something, or American Music Award or something.
I think his biggest song was at Wishing Well.
Wishing Well, that's right. So he did have two hits. If You Let Me Stay and Wishing Well and Wishing Well and Wishing Well. You seeing what's happening in Jersey with the Springsteen shit? The Trump people are canceling any cover bands that do. You're not allowed to do. Not allowed to cover Bruce Springsteen songs. The clubs are canceling any bands or telling them they can't do Springsteen songs, canceling Springsteen tribute bands because of something Bruce Springsteen said about Trump. Now that is beyond pathetic.
Don't you know that Bruce Springsteen writes policy and passes legislation?
Right, but it's one thing if you're like an idiot and you just want to show I hate Bruce because he doesn't love my cult leader. That's one thing. You cancel Bruce, but now to take it away from all these other people who are just trying to cash in on Bruce, really.
Honestly, I hate it when I go to a Springsteen show and you're 1 hour at 1 hour in, and he's like, guys, we got to stop the show because I got to write some legislation, and you're going to help me do it right now.
Well, I'm gonna say now, I'm with you on that, Ron. And the one I hated was when he stopped his show to do a filibuster.
Yeah,
that pissed me off. I wasn't even at that show, but I was going to buy tickets to the show just so I could get pissed off at that show.
Yeah, I'm not paying $300 to see him write legislation and filibuster on stage. Come on.
And that's the other thing. I think he's actually nobody pays me. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I thought he was really good with the ticket prices and stopping all that price gouging and ticket prices and all that.
And honestly, bringing out people from the Congressional Business Office every show. Come on, Bruce, get your shit together.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the cover bands now.
Yeah,
especially if you have a lot of Bruce material that was in your set, you got to cut that out, and now you have to. I don't know. You have to be careful about. You talk about cancel culture. This is cancel culture gone insane.
And why are people even putting up with it? That's what amazes me is why are you just laying down? Fucking push back on it.
Well, who are you talking about? The consumers who actually go to the clubs that are canceling these bands?
Yeah, or just even fans of that band that like these people are like, we're gonna stop coming. It's like, I think if the bands would stand up and say, go fuck yourself, that lasts maybe a week or two, then those people are back. Because it's not like they have, hard backs. They're all soft backs.
Yeah, and nobody has a spine. This is what we're learning about America. It's a land of jellyfish is what we are.
Yeah, I would just, if I was the band, I would say, go fuck yourself, and we're going to keep playing. We were fine a couple weeks ago, and now you're crying. Get over yourself.
Yeah. Or you could flip in songs that people don't even realize are Springsteen songs. If you played Fire, they'd say, that's a Pointer Sisters covered. No,
I just can't imagine being at a concert and being that upset that a band plays a song.
No, the crowds aren't. It's the club owners who are these fucking Trumpers. Jersey has a lot of right-wing guys, but they're the business owners. These are the people who are upset. The fans aren't upset. The fans are, I don't think the fans are saying, oh, we got to cancel Bruce now. I think if you went to Jersey, you'd still find a lot of Springsteen fans, lots of them.
It's like all this talk that you hear about Target and how all of Target's sales are down because of DEI. But you know what you don't hear? You don't hear a lot of talk about fucking Walmart that has done the same thing. They've gutted all their DEI shit, but you don't hear about it because so many people rely on Walmart. They're stuck.
Here's what I heard about Walmart, and I heard it from Donald Trump. He was trying to tell Walmart they need to stop blaming his tariffs for the price increases. And this is the part that the fucking MAGA retards don't get. Is when the state tries to control business, there's a word for that. And the word is your bugaboo word of all time, communism. The state has no business getting involved in private business and telling private business how to run. That's the one thing that you've been saying you were against forever. When your guy does it, you don't recognize it. You don't even see it right in front of your face. So fucking get some education. When you use words like communism and treason, understand what the fuck you're saying. Because you just use these words without any clue. Get a dictionary. That's what I'm saying to MAGA. Get a dictionary and have mommy read it to you.
Well, I know that the Reverend has been trying to help them out by defining these things on a weekly basis now. Like, I think last week.
You know what? I didn't. I don't know if I told you this about the Reverend, but somebody once they wrote to me to say the Reverend needs to lose his tax exemption, and I was like, first of all, he doesn't have any tax exemption. This is not a real church. And second of all, tax exemption from what? He makes nothing. Yeah, in order to pay taxes, there has to be something coming in. You don't pay tax on nothing. But they think the Reverend needs to lose his tax exemption because he talks about politics all the time. They don't care about Paula White.
That's okay. YouTube wrote him sent him an email letting him know that his content may not be suitable for children.
So what does that have to do with tax exemption?
Shocker. I'm just saying, I'm just saying shocker.
Nobody assumes I'm tax exempt, and none of this is suitable for children. And Stephen is definitely not suitable for children. We've known because.
All right, for fuck's sake.
Oh, now all of a sudden it hits a nerve.
He's been his girlfriend.
No, but I can still react about it.
Oh, he's at his girl. He's at the AI girlfriend's house, right?
You guys to say this when you did the girlfriend.
So here's the deal. I'm going to buy some blinds and shine my sun through it.
With my nickel. You said here's the deal. Where's my nickel?
No,
I'm right here.
How about no?
My ginger?
I'm tax exempt. How about that? And anyway, the Reverend's trying to teach them what the words mean, but in order to teach them, they have to show up, and nobody's showing up for class.
Yeah, that's true.
The reason why most men are rough fuckers.
I sure was goddamn right. I swear to God.
Where did that
Randy,
come from? Because that sounds like the guy from Arthur, the butler from Arthur, the movie Arthur.
It's just from some Instagram reel, and some guy is talking about men, and he's
it's the reason why most men are rough fuckers.
Then why is he watching men?
Who knows?
Vagina.
Is that better?
All right. I don't know where else to go with this.
Ron, just so you know, I don't think I've seen the movie The Machinist. but this morning I put it on for my cat to watch so that she would leave me alone. So I didn't know if it was safe for her to watch, but I did walk by the room.
The cat will probably have some psychological problems after watching that movie.
I walked by the room and there was a scene where Chris, what's his name? Chris, the one that played the Batman, I can't remember his name. Christian Bale was rolling a body down a hill into the water or something, and some guy with a flashlight goes, "You have something. You have something to explain," or something like that. So I know she was watching that part. So I'm hoping that she's not traumatized.
Fine, be that way. Can we steer the conversation back to Stephen and what a loser he is?
No, because on the side of his head says, "Fuck them, let them write."
I apologize for that. Stephen's not a loser. He's a winner. He's a winner on the rebound. He's having a, what do they call that? A resurrection of his career and his life. He's putting things back together, and he's on his upward trend towards.
Wait a second, Matt. Hold up. Stephen's about to talk to his girlfriend. We're about to hear her voice.
Well,
no, the dog's barking.
I can come up with the AI thing. But I was trying to explain this to my wife, how his ex-wife was just using him for the disability payment. And once the disability payment got cut off, she threw him out. Now, we know somebody, she's asked me to be anonymous about this. But this is a guy who, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm keeping him anonymous. His parents have been using him for 35 years or so, just for, like, she told him, the mother told him to pretend you can't talk. We're going to court to get disability. Like, the guy seems totally not just bodily able, like mentally able. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him. And the mother collected disability to keep him home for 35 years, like dependent. Whatever.
How do you not talk for 35 years?
Well, he talked, but not in court. In court, pretend you can't talk. And
yeah, but wouldn't somebody be like some kind of insurance adjuster walk around and go like, "I heard him talking"?
No, because the insurance adjuster, it's the government. It's the United States government's paying the disability, so it wouldn't a government check on that. And the answer is no. They don't come around to the house to say, try to trip him up, like, is your mom home?
Well, I don't understand. Wasn't that Elon Musk's job to look for fraud, waste, and abuse?
Well, that's what happened. And then that's what happened with Stephen, right? That's when Stephen's disability got cut off, and the wife said, he's not worth anything to me anymore. Let's get rid of him. And that's why I'm bringing up this kid. But apparently they just cut it. They didn't cut it all off. Like, it went from $4,000 a month down to $1,000 a month. But she's still trying to force him to live at home so she could collect that money, because she bought a house, a very nice house in a prestigious neighborhood, based on the income she was getting off of her own child, and just using her child for that. And now sending the cops to try to force him to not move out at 35 years old.
Hey, hold on. You can say hi real quick.
Did not sound real. That sounded like a bot. Yeah. Sounded like a bot to me. I mean, basically, what was that? That was just noise in the background, right?
I heard the dog barking.
Yeah. So what was it? So yeah, I mean, I just don't understand how. Listen, I can understand how Stephen's wife was just using him for a paycheck, but your own kid, you're using the kid and trying to force
my parents did it to me for they were stealing my disability checks until I was 18.
Wow,
isn't that what this country is all about, though? American ingenuity.
Wow.
Yes.
Hold on, my girlfriend wants to say.
If I'm not vaping, I'm raping.
Right.
Damn, Matt.
Wow.
Your girlfriend is brutal.
I know.
You better hope she's vaping until the show's over.
I know. Well, I have the box.
Finish inside me.
There you go.
I will not.
What do you mean? Why not?
I will not finish inside any of you.
Fucking lie!
On you, maybe.
So anyway.
Okay, you called me out.
Right. I was taking a nap. just starting to get into it. The best part of that part of the nap where I'm having a nap. Everything is fine. World
You
of
mean
peace.
the part of your nap where
Yes, that part.
The sexy lady.
Come in.
It's like, what the fuck? And I come to the door and there's cops standing there. Now I'm thinking,
Was that real? The police showed up at your house?
yeah, the police showed
That
up at
really
my house.
happened. Wow.
Yes, and I'm thinking, this is Dan
then?
Bongino calling them on me because I'm fucking with him and I'm thinking the FBI is here to fucking call me out on all this shit I've been saying. This is the Trump administration backlash towards me. But no. And they asked for this person. Is he here? And I'm thinking, how do they know I'm not him, right? They're going to just drag me. So I go get him, and he's talking about his shit. And then the other cop.
So who's HD? Because there's something about HD said something. Who's HD?
GD. I saw. All right, it was a typo. The H is next to the G here. So the other cop says to me, "You think GD's a serial killer?" I was like, "What?" He said, well, he was kind of obsessed with the whole mindset. I was like, wow, you listen to the program? Like, this is and they're on the shift right now. Like, I'm sure, like, either you're on the way to work or whatever, some Suffolk County cop is listening to this program. I'm not sure if he's working today or if he's listening today. I'm mentioning you today. But I did say he could come on and question you. No, I don't think GD is a serial killer. I just think he's obsessed with cereal and can't tell the difference between cereal and cereal, in other words. So, but it was a very weird conversation.
Also next to the G, and so is the T, V, and B.
Huh?
I was just saying the F, the T, the V, and the B are all next to the G.
Oh, so I hit the wrong key. Sue me.
Oh yeah, and what would I get?
Nothing. That's the point. That's the point. Or send the cops to my door, which I shouldn't really be talking about.
Maybe.
But it's just weird how people just using other people for a paycheck. I don't know. If you can't grift on your own, I mean, that's pretty low to use another human being for your grift, right? Pretend that you don't have your own legs. Go ahead. But now with this guy, it's just because he's on this. Again, he seems completely able to me. Like he's on the spectrum. Aren't we all on the fucking spectrum?
Probably.
I mean, so can't we all get disability then? Because I mean, that's basically the.
You'd think. I mean, you know how many people out there pretend to have like, I've personally met a few people who've pretended to have like bipolar and shit. They replicate the symptoms and they get it over on the doctor and they get a fucking pass on it, and they get Section 8 and everything. It's wild.
I've only counted like 28 people in the whole country. You think there's more than that?
See, now
I'm just saying I've met a couple of people that do it, so I imagine there's a lot of people that do it.
That makes me sympathetic to the whole Doge mission, because those people definitely. I mean, if you're on there fraudulently just making shit up, you're not just taking away from me, you're taking away from other disabled people who legitimately.
But in any system, there's going to be people that rob the system, like government contractors in defense. If you actually really want to improve wasteful spending, you cut defense. You start there. But obviously, they don't.
Right.
And it's so fucking obvious.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I agree with you 100% there. But this idea that all you have to do is say that you're on the spectrum, I mean, shouldn't it be show some kind of disability? Because again, I feel like I'm on the spectrum.
But is that really proven though? And how many cases is that? That could just be you take one little case and then you magnify it because someone did this. It's to me, it's almost like the same people that come at you with the anti-abortion shit. It's like I know all these people that use abortions as birth control. It's like get some better fucking friends. Then that's your fucking problem.
Yeah,
we did that with Reagan when they were talking about the welfare queen, the black lady that was on welfare and driving a Cadillac.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all,
How many welfare people do you know that are driving around in Cadillacs?
Well, I mean,
I do, but listen, I actually do. I know 2 people who are on the dole who are driving Cadillacs, but they're 1972 Cadillacs that are falling fucking apart. And it's not like a brand new Cadillac. It's like a 1972 Cadillac who's got 700,000 miles on the engine.
Yeah, that doesn't get. It has a big old 454.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have a back license plate. It doesn't even have a place to mount a back license plate anymore.
I worked in a transmission shop, and I had to pull a transmission out of a 1976 Cadillac Eldorado 454 front wheel drive, a fucking front wheel drive V8. You want to talk about a monster? Oh, that thing was.
Did y'all have something that could lift it? Because that's a fucking tank. Those cars were still made of metal back then.
Yeah, that thing was a tank, and that's the first car that I ever seen with a big block V8 like that. That was fucking front wheel drive, nonetheless.
And let's just say, for argument's sake, you find one woman who is actually using abortion as a birth control thing. You don't want to outlaw abortion. You want to outlaw stupidity, because it's much easier to take a pill or to use a rubber.
But she would definitely be down the clown. She would definitely be down.
Oh, that's true. I knew somebody who used Plan B as like as birth control. Like, it's gross. But
yeah, because you don't know how that hot sex talk. Put a baby in me so I can get rid of it. Oh yeah.
Come on, baby. Let's make a mistake. Come on, Daddy. Let's make a mistake.
Let's make some mistakes, baby. Let's go. See, I got the shot back ready.
I will get
attacked. Give me something to regret.
I will get attacked by feminists for saying the following: that I am pro-life and pro-choice. You can't be both. Yes, you can. I believe that.
Yeah, 100% you can.
You can support life, but you understand that the final choice comes down to the woman carrying the child. But I put this challenge out to all these fucking people who call themselves pro-life. If you are pro-life, volunteer to support the child. If a woman find a woman who does not want to have an abortion, she wants to bring the kid in and give him a chance, adopt a kid and bring him into your family and volunteer to take care of all her medical expenses. Put your money where your mouth is and prove that you're pro-life. You're not. You're pro-control at that point. You want to control her decision.
Control.
I agree.
Yeah. But I don't know why I get feminists so angry when I say that I'm pro-life. And
I've had the same response from people because I'm the same way. Like when people ask me, they'll like personally, I'm pro-life, but I understand that it's a choice to the woman at the end. It's not up to me, And people, because I personally, if I knock somebody up, I'd prefer to take care of the kid and take care of it.
And
but
if you insist
that doesn't
on
mean
making it your business, you should step up and make it your business, really, by saying, "I'll take care of it," and then
exactly. But if not, then you should shut the fuck up and let her do what she wants to do at the end of the day. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, and I get shit on all the time for it. I don't care.
Yeah, and I think that would go a long way to minimizing the number of abortions. I don't know how many people how many women actually make that choice for financial reasons or whatever. It's a hard thing to do. Listen, people who demonize women who make that choice don't understand the trauma and pain they go through. Very few. I think you'd be hard pressed to say, "Oh, this is a woman who intentionally does this as a means of birth control. She's just getting herself knocked up so she can go through that pain again."
I don't think I've ever met a woman that's had it done, regardless of the reason, that didn't feel some sort of negative way afterwards about it. Regardless of the reasoning, whether it was I was starting school or I was still in high school or I was working a job, whatever the reason was, they still felt bad afterwards. So why make them feel worse about it? It's not like they went out and was like, "Man, I can't wait to get an abortion today." Like, that's generally not how it goes. So why demonize them about it?
Right.
It's fucked up.
I did know a girl back in the early 80s who had had like 6 abortions, but I don't think it was like a.
Did you take her? Did you drive her to all 6 of them?
I didn't drive into any of them.
You selfish bastard.
I have,
your kid.
in full disclosure here, I have driven 2 women and paid for 2 women who weren't bearing my children, who weren't carrying my child. One was because my best friend knocked her up, and he was just not taking any responsibility for it. He was not paying for it, not driving her, any of this kind of stuff. And the other was just because I cared about the girl, but she was a friend of mine. But so I've bared responsibility for 2 abortions. I will take that. But you know what?
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just one of those things where us guys just need to back the fuck off.
We need to force them to have
100%.
more white babies. We need to have more white babies, or else the white race is doomed. I don't know why you don't
hate
see
that fucking argument. It makes me want to throw up.
Oh, well, then I'll keep saying it. We wanted to get you to throw up on the air, so that would be
the population is declining everywhere because the Earth is a shitty place. It's being run by shitty people.
Nobody wants to bring new babies into this fucking world. This is horrible.
Like the MAGA idiots, and like we need to have more babies. It's like no one wants to have babies with you. That's the problem. No one likes you. Accept it.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to have a son, but you know how much it scares me to think about bringing any more kids into this world, knowing the kind of shithole that it is right now. Anyone under most kids right now aren't going to have retirement. They're not going to have Social Security when they reach that age. They're not going to have disability if something happens to them. At this point, bringing anyone into this world, you're signing them up for a fucking shit show.
None of that is a foregone conclusion. That's up to the people that are here now to make things right.
I understand that, but I mean,
the only reason why Social Security is not solvent is because they refuse to fix the loopholes. You fix the loopholes, Social Security is solvent.
It is solvent. It's solvent for another 17 years without doing anything.
Well, I mean in perpetuity, because when FDR. When they first came up with the plan for Social Security, it was like a 4-stage plan. And the final stage was to make it self-perpetuating in perpetuity. They never finished up the whole thing. They never, because it was a brand new thing, they were trying to ease people into it, and they never finished it.
Yeah. Well, even projections right now. Go ahead.
It's just one of those things where we live in a time where it used to be a joke about, oh man, I'm going to leave America, blah, blah, blah. But now we live in a time where if I was to have babies, I don't know if I'd even want to stay here with the current track of way things are going.
Where would you go? But where would you go?
But that's the thing. Nowhere's good. Nowhere's better. That's the issue. That's what I'm saying. Why would I bring a little helpless baby into this world when there's nowhere on this fucking rock to go that's fucking better?
So now we've totally drifted from lead generation back to politics.
I think Gaza's a good place to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Because you have no place to go but up. It's nothing but potential.
When genocide became acceptable.
It's nothing. You have nothing but potential in Gaza because there's no place to go but up.
This needs to be said, and it's a political thing, but it needs to be said and nobody fucking pays attention anyway. But this big, beautiful bill, the big, horrible bill that is passed in the House and is going to the Senate, there's a line in there that is the most crucial line of it that takes away courts and the legislators' ability to hold contempt on people who are not obeying the courts or obeying the laws and all this stuff. So it takes away all the power from the Senate and the House. It takes away the power from the courts, and it puts the executive branch in complete power. In other words, it makes Donald Trump a king.
Right, it's a Trump rule.
Right.
There's so many rules that they're making, specifically for Trump. It's let's protect Trump.
Yeah.
It's not fuck the country, fuck the American people. Let's protect Trump. Why are they going to put the country in such a state to protect someone who doesn't have that many years left to live?
Yeah. So now
he's going to die. He's going to probably die today or tomorrow.
That would be hopeful, but no. We've seen how this play. Again, history has given us a clear indication of how he ends his life. He ends his life with tanks rolling into the Capitol, and he has no other way out, and he's just going to put a bullet in his brain.
Except for Melania don't want to be with him. It's at least with Hitler, Ava wanted to be with him at the end. In this case, Melania is not going to want. The only people going to be with Trump, and they're not going to have a choice because their heads are stuck up his ass. So wherever he goes, they're going to go. There'll be Lindsey Graham, Mike Johnson, Jim Thune. They'll all be stuck.
You're Johnson.
Well,
not my Johnson. Mike
Lindsey
Johnson.
Graham came out this morning talking about.
He came out this morning.
Yeah, he came out.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Power bottom, right?
He came out against Trump with dealing with Putin, and I'm like, he still has the fucking Lady G tapes, right? Why would you even start this? Because you're going to back down as soon as he calls you up and says, Lindsey, I'm going to send the tapes to Fox News or whatever. You can't. So at some point, he's going to have to face that and go back up Trump's ass where he belongs. But on the Social Security stuff and all this stuff, if this happens, if this bill passes, I think it is not a too foregone conclusion to say Social Security, Medicaid, and all this stuff is going to get cut. I posted a thing the other day where Biden just like 15 months ago or around there was in front of Congress, and he's saying to the American people that the Republicans want to cut Medicare, and all of them call Medicaid, and they're all shaking their head, calling him a liar. You're a liar. Marjorie Greene standing up, calling him a liar. You're a liar, and all this stuff. And then he goes. Now the plan is to cut those things, and it's like, wait a minute. When is the cult going to wake up to? Yeah, they said he was lying. They said he was lying, but obviously they knew at the time that was their intention.
Yeah.
Who are they lying to? They're not lying to him. They're lying to you, the fucking cult. And half of those people, I don't know what the actual numbers are, but so many MAGA people are old. And so many of them are old and dependent on, or sick and dependent on these services. They're voting to cut it off for themselves, and they're fine with that. And here's the thing. The other thing about this is the way they were so aggressively calling this a liar. It's because they knew cutting these things was bad. It was a bad thing. Don't suggest that we want to do something so evil like that. You're lying. Okay, we want to do that evil thing. And you don't fucking put two and two together and say, why were they even denying it? If it's a good thing, if it's something that's good for the country, something that needs to be done, why would they denying it in their moment?
Because it was coming out of the word. It was coming out of the mouth of
What's in the box?
They were denying it because they knew it was evil. It wouldn't matter who said it; they would still deny it. So anyway, that's the program for you. We had a program on Memorial Day.
At least with Bush too, he came out and said he wanted to privatize security. He couldn't get any support, but at least he was honest about his.
But even a guy in his own. That was Obama. I'm thinking that Joe Wilson who stood up and yelled, "You're a fucking liar!" in the State of the Union. Yeah. Whatever. So anyway, if this bill passes, and it doesn't do any good for me to call my senators because my senators are already voting against it anyway. But wherever you are, call your senators and tell them, don't let this thing pass. You're taking away your own power. It's like voting to get yourself kicked off the stage. Somebody give me the light. That's basically what you're saying.
What's in the box?
Give me the light. I have a show Thursday night that you don't want to come see. I don't want to go do. And
I'm performing Wednesday night at Summit City Comedy Club. They're having a little welcome back thing, so it'll be fun.
Back for you? Welcome back for you. Oh, really?
Yeah, the club manager messaged me and said, "Hey, heard you got wheels and you'll be here Wednesday. We'll have the ramp set up. We're excited to have you back, man. Let's have some fun."
We're excited to have you back.
Yeah, man.
He checks off a lot of boxes in a DEI column.
Wow.
He's
I'm not terrible at what I do. I don't claim to be great or good. I'm not bad at what I do. They enjoy having me there.
If you're taking this like an insult, I'm sorry, but I would get excited for Louis C.K. coming to do the show in the morning. I would get excited for Dave Chappelle showing up to do the show in the morning. I'm not gonna get excited.
Don't get me wrong. It's weird. I've been getting messages since I posted that I've been getting messages since I posted I got the car. People like, hey, are you coming back, or like when are you gonna be back? It's been weird not seeing you at events, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be back, and yeah.
All right, do I have your permission to do this today? I'm going to do a man on the street interview, and I'm going to ask people: are you excited for Stephen Ortiz, Stephen the sitcom's return to comedy? I'm going to do that with just strangers on the street and see how they react to it. Excited for what? Huh?
Just don't ask him.
Who? Excited?
Hey, Stephen, do you have a good contact for Fort Wayne Comedy Club? Because I've reached out to their Facebook and stuff, and no one fucking answers.
He has of course, he's got a good. He's got somebody who's excited.
Can you shoot that to me? So I can...
Yeah, I'll shoot you over a profile. I got you.
Yeah, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. He's going to give you a fake number. Yeah, Jenny 12.
It's not a phone number, but I know the person who I know the person who to contact to get the ball rolling at least. So
all right, yeah, I would appreciate that because like I'm just trying to see if I can get something while I'm out there. So
yeah, call Abby. Call Abby.
Dude, like I said, if you can come out and we can share the stage again, let's fucking do it, dude. Be fun.
All these comedy club
will get you out here on the stage.
They're all like non-follow-uppers, like I was talking about before. People who just don't follow up. You reach out to them. Oh yeah, it's a great idea. What do we do? No, I'm not following through on that. All right. Somebody.
Before we play the outgoing music, I just want to remind people that my interview with the Slaptail Nation Squad, Slaptail Nation Squad is
Slaptail Squad.
Slaptail. Well, it's up on all the places where they have their podcasts. Spotify.
Ron, I just sent you a pro.
Yep.
I just sent you that. He runs the open mic and everything, so he should be able to get you in touch with somebody. So
Stephen, you're unemployed. We're expecting you back every day this week, right? Because you don't have a fucking place.
I'll be here.
He was back every day last week when he was employed.
Right.
Yeah, I
just don't have a hard out.
Ron is talking, you fat fucking Amish loser. What?
No, I said I might be here tomorrow because I'm working from home.
Whoa. This work from home thing, we got to put a stop to that because MAGA is jealous of people who work from home. We need to.
Well, yeah, yesterday I lost the radiator hose in my truck. It blew. So I'm going to be home on Tuesday.
Wow. How does that happen? A radiator hose blows.
It's that the hose is like 6 years old, so it's just normal wear.
Oh, wow. Some normal wear and tear, yeah.
Yeah. Stephen blows by normal wear and tear too. Or no, he just blows.
So Matt, do you think Trump's press secretary is going to be out because she said that Trump was on his own time when he was at that crypto coin fundraiser?
They'll find a way to justify what she didn't really mean his own time. She meant your time that is his own. Or they'll find something. Yeah. Nobody gets held accountable. Nobody will ever be held accountable. I don't know. You and your Constitution. Do you think things are going to get better? Things are not going to get better.
Hey, just think how dumb it is. We live in a country where we have a felon who is a president and has ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
Right. And Diddy.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
And Diddy. His name's coming up in the Diddy. Now, this is confusing to me. Why isn't the Diddy thing getting more coverage? Diddy's on trial for like raping everybody. Raped everybody.
Because I think it's just more of he used his hotels.
Yeah, no, he had contacts with him, but not just the Trump stuff. I'm saying the Diddy stuff. We had OJ on every day on every fucking network for 3 years, right?
But Diddy's trial isn't up. It's going. That shit is going on now.
Well,
I'm so fucking stupid. I was gonna say now. I said they're covering. I was thinking to myself, they're covering Sean Combs' trial, but not Diddy's.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing with the DEI shit. Target is always in the news now for DEI shit, but you never hear about Walmart with their DEI shit. Yep. I mean, as soon as Trump got elected in November, Walmart ended all their DEI policies.
Well, if they continue to blame the increase on prices on tariffs, Trump is going to be talking about their DEI stuff and everything else. He's going to be trashing them like he does anybody who doesn't fucking follow his lead.
Yeah, and the dumb fucking tariffs, because one day a tariff is announced, then the next day it's like, oh, we're going to pause it now for 90 days. Yeah,
he just did that
dumb.
today, right? On the EU tariffs, he just punted it today for another 90 days, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't mind being his friend because of this great market manipulation that they're doing to line his friends' pockets. But we're poor, so we don't get any of that.
Charlie Rangel died.
Yep.
Good job, Whiteies. Good job again.
Yeah, and
Hey, for all the Whiteies,
Are you
out
a
there,
retard?
I am, but that doesn't stop me from coming on the program every day.
You come on the program every day, you sick old fuck.
And I'm looking at
Jesus
your big
Christ.
fucking head while I'm doing it. Your big fucking omelet stupid head. Personality.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
Yeah. So putting his dick in Trump's ass is what he is. He seems to be taking Trump keeps saying, trying to act like he's being tough with Putin, and Putin said, "Oh yeah, you want me to stop bombing him? Okay, I'll send more bombs just to shove it in your face." How long before people realize who the real man in that gay lover quarrel is? Who's the man and who's the bitch in that?
Once the sex tape comes out.
Well, this is what I don't understand. Why does Vlad? Why don't he just release the fucking thing already?
I would have thought
because he goons
that's
to it
actually
every day.
real.
Steven, Ron is fucking talking. What
If
is
it's
wrong?
real, I feel it would have been out there by now. Somewhere, somehow, it would have been out there.
I think it has to be real. And the reason I say that is because Hope Hicks, who was the number one confidant, came to Trump on the day the Access Hollywood tape hit. She came to Trump and said, they got a tape of you saying grab him by the pussy. And he said, you deal with that. I got to get Michael Cohen on destroying this tape. If Trump did not know that tape existed in his heart and in his mind, know for a fact that tape existed.
Then why wouldn't Putin drop it then by now?
Because Putin right now has Trump in his pocket.
Let me fucking answer his question, you fat Amish fuck. The theory is when you give up your blackmail power, you give up your blackmail evidence, you give up the power that goes behind it. Okay, now you fat Amish fuck, you want to add to that?
No, you just said what I said.
All right. Well, I get to
No, I still think by now he would have played that card because it would create chaos if he did put that out. If Russia dropped that, that would create chaos.
His own puppet, like he's got Trump there as his little fucking stooge, and he's got this over his head.
Yeah, I mean,
once you fucking destroy Trump, you destroy what you've created, what you went through all that trouble to create.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be one of those things when Trump decides not to do what Putin wants him to do anymore. That's when he goes, okay, time to drop this, and then
I still don't even believe that. I think he would have played that card. It's been how many years now? Almost 10 years or more.
Eight.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't think, honestly, I kind of agree with Matt that if he play that card, he loses it. And if he destroys Trump, then he risked Trump's fanatics turning against Putin. Right now, Trump's fanatics are with Putin for the most part.
Yeah.
And
J.D. Vance left to his own devices. So let's say Trump's in prison or something. J.D. Vance becomes the old Reagan school Republican, anti-Russia stuff, and Putin knows that. That he's only
you think J.D. Vance will revert back to hating Russia because right now he hates the Ukraine. I mean, I know that he has no spine and he just goes where Peter Thiel tells him to.
Yeah, if Trump was out of the picture, I think most Republicans would go back to Reagan era Republicanism of we need an enemy. Russia is the enemy we need. But the point that I can't get past is Trump knowing that they just found they grabbed him by the pussy tape, and his response to that is, "This is more important to get Michael Cohen to destroy that tape. Get Michael Cohen on that and have him find that tape and destroy it." He would not say that if he had any doubt that that tape existed. He would say,
or at least the actions, like he did the actions, even if the tape, even if he doesn't know there's a tape. If he knows he did the act and they just say to him, "We have it on tape."
Right.
No, but still, he should have played the hand by now, because now that it's been so long, and even if it does come out at this point, who cares? It's been so long, because people, it's one of those things. Everyone believes that it exists for the most part. And so if it drops, all you're going to see is, oh, this kind of confirms.
No,
I don't know. I think
people would say it's AI, it's fake.
Yeah, but the card should have been played by now.
Perhaps, but I don't.
Putin's getting pretty much everything he wants without the tape and without playing it. So why give up your leverage? He's getting just about everything he wants.
And why give up your puppet? It's like you work so hard.
Because if you want to do the new world order and mix things up, you need to create chaos. Chaos has not been really created yet.
It hasn't.
No. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg, but yeah, we haven't seen anything yet.
Tip. That's what Steven said when I.
Yeah.
It's an awfully big tip. And by the way, there's no tax on that tip.
Yeah, because even if someone had evidence right now that OJ did it, you'd be like, yeah, we know. Who cares? So, even if they had a tape of him doing it, you'd be like, we know this already. What are you talking?
Just for clarity's sake, I say there's no tax on that tip, meaning the tip of my dick. And Ron's response is, yeah, so. Yeah, so.
Well, guys, it's like we're like 16 minutes past where we usually get 30 minutes past.
All right, we're going. Fuck.
What do you got better to do today other than just jerk off knowing your wife isn't home?
Well, first of all, I still have a tree to cut, and then I got to I have to cut as much tree as I can, and then get ready to go to my neighbor's house, which is all the way over there, like 200 feet, for their cookout. They invited me to around 2:30. So I got to cut.
I'm gonna go crawl back in bed for the next 5 hours.
Right, I got to cut a tree, take a nap, so that I won't be all sleepy.
I thought you were walking now, Steve.
Mannequin pussy.
Have you lied to us? You said you were walking. Now you're talking about crawling.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna walk to the bed, but then I'm gonna crawl into it.
All right. So I'm hitting the button that says something about radio. I don't even want to hit this button that says something about radio.
Something about turn on your radio?
Yeah.
Finish inside me.
Hey, Grok here. Go fuck yourself.
What's in the box? Mannequin pussy.
Everybody?
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen